Don't Worry.
I guess that means we're going to have to change my intro video, huh? I don't have that truck any longer. Or that trailer. I have to
No, you
change some
don't.
stuff around. We got to get both of our trucks in a new video. Um, I got a question I want to ask everybody, but I want to give it a few minutes and let a couple people come in. So Keith Crowell's in here. Says, "Don't worry, everyone. He's here." Good deal, Keith. And I
Good
heard
deal,
you
man.
you guys talking last night. I guess you're going to go by KC, is what they said on the show last night. There's my wife. Hello, baby. Country's on here. Holla. Bull of the Woods. Right Way to Truck. Howdy. And Jonah Green. Good evening. So let me give it a couple minutes here and we'll get fired up and get started. I got a question that you probably won't be able to answer because you're not old enough. But I want to. This is kind of an old person question. Somebody that's born in the 70s or 80s, maybe possibly the 90s, but more 70s than 80s. We got 14 people in here, so I'm going to go ahead and ask my question. So,
Shoot away.
do you know who the musical group Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band is?
Nope, I'm lost. You were
You
right.
heard that? You ever heard the song "Old Time Rock and Roll"? I like that old
Yeah.
time rock and roll.
Who
That's
hasn't heard
Bob
that
Seger.
song?
Well,
Absolutely.
that's Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. So my question, that song came out in the late 70s. I don't know, 77, 78, 79, okay? So
Mhm.
if he's talking about good old time of rock and roll, is he talking like stuff from the 50s and maybe possibly the 60s?
Or the
Because good old
40s.
time rock and roll to him, well, could possibly be. Rock and roll didn't really start until probably around the Elvis area, mid 50s. So my question is, what's good old time rock and roll? You know, because really, honestly, the good old time rock and roll was really the 70s and 80s. But he came out with that song, like I said, in the 70s because it was used in the movie Risky Business, which basically put Tom Cruise on the map. That was one of his first big hits. Anyway,
So
that's my question.
from what I
Huh?
understand, right?
Yep.
Uh, rock and roll was invented by African Americans in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. So if he's talking about good old time rock and roll, he might be referring to those older, the first generation rock and rollers.
I think you're going a little too far with it, there, brother.
I don't know. He said good old time, so it's got to be old,
Yeah.
and that would be
Anybody got
considered
any?
old time.
If anybody has any clues, pop them up. I see a couple people here, and we'll get to them. So, Michael Meningella, good evening, fellas. I hope I'm saying your name right. I didn't butcher it. He says 1970. I'm sorry, Lance Calhoun said 1970. Huh, good question. Keith says it's good to see life on 18 wheels is finally in his truck and not sitting on his couch at home like normal. Well,
I'm in
I'll
the
let you
driver's seat. What are you talking about, it, man?
tell. That's that
I'm in the
driver's seat
driver.
is that driver's seat is better than a 1981 Oldsmobile Delta 88 couch.
I'm telling you, man, this is the best driver's seat ever, dude.
Bull of the Woods says yes. Lance Calhoun, dang it, dang it, I'm drinking, so now I'm gonna have to listen to music again. Oh, LOL. So according to Bull of the Woods, he's singing the 50s. That's kind of what my thinking was too, and it was just kind of a dumb thing. I heard the song today, and I was like, I want to ask the older
Let me
folk what
see.
it is.
What are the most popular rock and roll songs in the 50s?
Well, it's going to be Elvis. Elvis and the Beatles didn't come out until the 60s. But Elvis is the one that Elvis, Buddy Holly, those type of people are the ones that really kind of started the rock and roll genre. Bullerwood says 50s. He's talking about the 50s age, yeah. Lance Calhoun, Risky Business. Ah, Rebecca. Yeah, you know Rebecca De Mornay. You know all about her, don't you, buddy? She did some very provocative movies after that, and then she disappeared off the face of the earth.
So, according to Google Labs here,
You don't
Some
need
of
to
the
get all
most
scientific,
popular
but
rock and roll songs from the 1950s include Rock Around the Clock by Bill Haley and the Comets,
Bill Haley in the comments.
Tutti Frutti by Little Richard,
Yeah,
Blue Suede Shoes by Carl Perkins, and Shake, Rattle, and Roll by Big Joe Turner.
there you go. There
Mm.
you go. And Chuck Berry, even the Bull of the Woods says Chuck Berry. I forgot about Chuck Berry. Elvis. So my wife says, let me ask Aunt Pearl. So me and the wife, and I kind of put it out there. Somebody asked me what I named my truck, and I came up with the Pearl Rabbit, basically. So Pearl's what we're going to call it.
Good old
We
Aunt
went back and
Pearl.
forth. Yeah, we went back a couple of times, and the reason we went with Pearl is because of the white paint, Pearl White. And it's wife's and the daughter has made it perfectly clear that's what it's going to be. So it's stuck. Newman Attack. So does 18 ever work? You know, that's a question that I think the evolution of man would be an easier question to ask, and whether then if 18 ever works. I don't know how he gets along and does what he
Listen,
does. He makes
I'm always working. I'm at work right now. What are you guys talking about? I have a load that I'm about to deliver Monday mornings. Technically, I'm still working.
Newman Attack. Every now and then he says he's going to start a YouTube channel.
You guys are hilarious.
What's up, Rig Pig? You're in tonight. Bull of the Woods. Bob Seger was talking about the 50s and the late 50s. Yeah, I tend to agree with you, Bull of the Woods. I think it was around that era is what he's talking about. Boy, there was some good music. It's not that I really listened to it, but man, that started just about everything that we know today. Lance has back problems. Any suggestions on seat cushions so I can keep driving?
I don't know. Get one of those purple cushions at the Love. See if that might help you. And if that don't work, you might have to shell out $1,500 on one of those legacy seats, I guess.
Well, before you do that, there is a. I've seen them at certain places. You might find them on Amazon. They got those back massager seat things that come out too that you can try out if you want to. They're not very
Yeah,
expensive, 30-40 bucks.
try
That's
one of those, I guess.
And
Yeah.
you know, some of the and this might be a good question for Country because he drove cabs for so many years. But I remember the old cabbies always having those wooden bead seats. You know what I'm talking about with the wooden beads?
I wouldn't know. Maybe he might. Well, I know the wooden beads, the plastic beads that a lot of these Eastern European guys in the trucking industry, they usually have those as well too under trucks.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I think I should get me a set. It feels really good going down the road. You bouncing up and down. It's just naturally massaging you.
Here you go. Country says Celebrex for back pain. I never used a seat cover in the cab. Okay. Army Kane's in here. What's up, Army Kane? So we got a little break in the action here. Let me tell you guys about my week. I think I went through it somewhat in the video I put out. Oh, and by the thanks to everyone that's made comments. I mean, I don't think I had one negative comment. There's literally hundreds of comments that have been put out on that video from, was it yesterday or the day before that I put out? Man, what a week I had. It started out on Monday. I basically drove the blue SFI truck up to Charlotte. Got to Charlotte. There was issues with the rental car, double booked, and credit card issues and all kinds of BS that went with that. Every rental car was sold out, so I had to jump on a Greyhound. Jumped on a Greyhound. Put me about 3 hours behind, which really isn't that big of a deal. Got to Tampa, got my new truck, and once I got my new truck, I drove it up to Atlanta, got the inspection done, and then had issues with the tablet connecting. They had to give me a new tablet. It seemed to work. Got down the road a little further, and it didn't recognize the new truck. So we went back and forth, got up to Charlotte, took care of that. And then what was the other issues? Oh, when I got the inspection done in Atlanta, they didn't have the stickers to put on the side of the truck, the Schneider stickers or my unit number. So I had to get that done in Charlotte. They didn't want to do it. They felt like honestly, acted like I was telling them to cut open a live pig or something the way I asked them to put the decals on for me. But anyway, it all got taken care of. Now the issue that I'm having that I just found out today. Oh, the fuel card didn't work for a long time. Now the fuel card's working. It recognizes the truck. These fuel cards are so sensitive that if you're not like within 20 feet of your truck or the tablet or whatever, it's actually the tablet. If you're not within 20 feet of the tablet, it won't let you fuel, and you got to call in and manually override everything because me switching trucks, it didn't recognize the new truck. So that situation got taken care of. Now the situation that I have, it won't let me activate my new loads, and it doesn't recognize the truck again. So that's something that I'm going to have to deal with tomorrow. So in a roundabout ways, I had situations all the way from Monday to Friday that probably could have ended this whole thing. But it all worked out. Turning the SFI truck in was super easy. I'm not going to owe maybe but $500 when it's all said and done. When that truck gets turned in and they go over everything, there's no damage to the truck at all. So I can't imagine them charging me for anything. But got two brand new steer tires on front. I got receipts for them. They're no more than 2 months old. The drives are still in good shape. And there's really nothing that truck needs other than maybe an oil change. But that's it in a nutshell with my deal. What about your week there, D?
I had my first big boy repair the other day. I got a coolant line decided to quit on me near the def tank area. I was glad that's what it was because I started leaking coolant like a couple days before, like early in the week, and I started just filling it back up because I couldn't find out where any of the leaks were at all. Period. And I was thinking, oh shit, it's leaking in the head. So I'm like, you know what? I'm on my lows right now. Let me just go ahead and finish them off, and then I'll figure it out later. So by the time I actually finally figured it out when I delivered my load, I just saw red spots all over under the driver's side area. So I pull out my little skateboard thing and I got under the truck and I started looking. I was like, I was relieved, but at the same time, I was like, shit, I gotta spend some money now and get this fixed because at least it wasn't leaking in the engine like a head gasket had blown or something like that, and it was actually just the lines at the def tank. They failed because they're like plastic, these little plastic things, so they got brittle over time from the heat and stuff. So they replaced it with a. I went to the Loves, and I'm telling you guys, if you are an owner operator and you're getting unexpected charges, this thing right here is a lifesaver. This is my Loves Express card, and I got a certain amount limit on there. It all depends on who I guess when you apply and what you're applying for. And that thing saved my butt. My Landstar discount saved my butt on some of on the repairs as well. So all in all, it came up to like $515 with a $50 discount. So I had to shell out $500 just to get that fixed. Now I could have taken it to it. I had enough coolant that I could have brought it back home and put it in the shop. And we already know how the dealerships work. You'll drop it off a day and then you'll get it back a week later or something like that. And sometimes it just pays to just go ahead and get that stuff taken care of somewhere else. Because I do have a warranty on the truck, but I just decided to just shell out the money instead. That way, at least I know I get it done within a couple hours instead of a couple of days. Run my loads, deliver my loads, and just keep it pushing. So that's what I had going on this week.
So Johnny Green made a suggestion to Lance, you might want to change your mattress. And Army King says, I can fix that. I wonder what he's talking about fixing. Keith says, so when do you think you'll be back on the clock, Rabbit? Well, I've been back on the clock since Friday. I'm on a load right now. Well, I was on a load, just delivered, and I'm picking up the load first thing in the morning. It's ready at 0200. So I'm back, and I'm at it. And believe it or not, I got $3,400 booked up just basically Friday through Tuesday. I got a good week already booked up. Opinions on where the best place for PM. So my
So
opinion.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you go ahead. You already started.
My thing is real simple. When you go get a PM, I like staying at the same place, whether it's Love's, Pilot Flying J's don't do it, but Petros, Southern Tire Mart, any place you go to, I try to stick at the same place. That way, if there's ever an issue or something, you know who to blame. That's just what I kind of tend to stay at Love's just because they are the international warranty place, and I don't know if it's any sense to it. I guess that's kind of what I do. But go ahead.
So I finally got my first PM done on the truck at 500,000 miles. I had a little bit less than 500,000 miles on it, but I was within range. So my whole goal and plan was to do it every 30,000. And I actually went to the Lube Zone in Carnesville, Georgia, right next to the terminal that we have up there, and I actually got $250 off on the oil change. My plan, hopefully, is that I will just continue using that same Lube Zone just to do all my oil changes because it is convenient. I could just drop my trailer, bobtail right on over to them, and and get the PM done. And they were fast, very professional. They gave me a free keychain while I was there as well too. So I
They give
mean,
you any baby lotion or anything? Because when you say lube zone, it reminds me somewhere P Diddy would go and get his oil change.
no, man, it's no, it's I
Baby
think
oil.
it's like it's like more of a Western chain or something like that, but they do have some locations up in is that Southwood, North Carolina? They're building a location. They got one in Carnesville, Georgia, and a whole bunch of them over in Texas. So I mean, lube zones. I mean, they're lubing your truck up. Oil change, lubes. Check tires
So
and all that stuff. They did all that on my truck. So
if they were smart, and I'm kind of dating myself here a little bit, but if they were smart with marketing and stuff, that lube zone, they should look up a song by Billy Ocean called The Love Zone. He did a song many, many years ago, and they ought to call it The Lube Zone. You got to hear the song, and you'll know what I'm talking about. If they were smart on marketing, that's what they need to use for their song. Of course, everybody probably
oh,
thinks
you like a lot of music, huh? You know how to sing?
I just had to think about it. So Country says, who do you trust the most? Well, I don't trust any of them, to be flat honest with you. But like I said, if you stick with one, you know who to blame.
I do, and I do like the fact that they weren't. I did show up like 25 minutes before they were closing, and they had no problems with me coming in, getting my oil change done. Problems with me hanging out in the garage with them,
You're that
asking
guy.
questions and doing stuff like that. So, I mean, that was pretty cool and pretty neat of them for allowing me to even just stay in there and get that
Oh,
done.
buddy, they were bitching you out behind the scenes, so I can guarantee you that. That's
They
like the
didn't
person.
care. They really didn't care. They were like, "Hey man, we were just chilling." They would literally tell me that we were just chilling, just waiting. I mean, it didn't even take them that long to do the oil change, so it was nothing to them.
So you're that guy that walks into Applebee's right before midnight and wants the bourbon steak, aren't you?
No,
Right before
no,
they
no.
close.
I am not.
Yeah.
I am not that guy. But but unfortunately, I did need it. I wanted to get my oil change done. I thought that was the only time that I was ever gonna get it done. And like I said, they were more than happy. They pulled me in real quick. They very nice, very friendly, very professional. Couldn't ask for anything else after that.
Call them up when you're done. Make sure they give you your $5 for their advertisement. So
Mm.
Lance says he's getting his hazmat privileges back at Landstar on Thursday.
Man,
Woo-hoo.
congratulations, but it ain't like those rates are pretty decent right now, so it really don't mean anything.
Army Kane says for me and you to carry extra hose clamps. The international ones are cheap plastics.
Yep.
I know that. I'll have
They
to look
had
at
mine
that.
replaced. They replaced mine with brass fittings, so I wouldn't have to have that problem again moving forward.
Also consider carrying or replacing the upper and lower radiator hoses. That's actually a. I know
Pretty
two
good
people.
idea.
Yeah, I know two people that had radiator issues this week. Poppy being one and Trucker Todd being the other had radiator issues. 412, what's up, buddy? Thanks for the
How you
comment
doing,
earlier.
man?
Responded to you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Country SFI let you do a PM anywhere. Um, Yeah,
more or less.
SFI. Yeah, you go wherever wherever they give you a receipt, I guess, more or less. So late night juice. What's up, James and 18? Just tuned in. Glad I caught you guys live. We appreciate you being here, late night juice.
How you doing, brother?
Your picture looks like you could be. I don't know. It looks like you're like a stand-up comedian with your picture, like maybe a Martin Lawrence with that chain around your neck. What do you think? Do you look like Martin Lawrence a little bit in that picture?
Okay.
If that's him. Late night juice.
Some I don't know, something like that. I'm not sure.
Oh man. Lance says hauling hazmat is not so much about rates as getting a load rather than coming home empty when it's expensive. Which
Absolutely.
is what's up, DIY? Thanks for the comment. I really appreciate it, and I finally joined the ranks of you and Cash.
Is that the
loving
same?
every
Is that the same DIY semi that we're always watching on YouTube,
Oh yeah,
and not a
that's him.
fake
That's
account?
his.
Okay.
I don't think that's really a fake account. I think that's really him. I'm pretty confident. Did you hear that? Was that your speaker or was that my speaker?
Yeah, that was me. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's all good.
Anyway, DIY, I appreciate it. I really do, man. I've been following you guys for years and finally got to that point. So late night juice says I go to Speedco, super convenient, and they're everywhere. Yeah, Speedco and Loves is kind of what I tend to stay with. Kind of tend to stay with 412. All I know is in March, if shit goes right for me, Lord willing, I'm just going to pay off this truck and trailer. All I owe is like a $105K combo. Good for you,
Okay.
man. You get
Got you. You can do
Army,
it. You got it.
Army Kane said a Mr. T starter kit. That's funny. Hey, does your after about an hour of stop, does your truck make a sudden jerk like mine just did when the airbags go down?
If my truck is turned off, the airbags
Yeah, that's
do
what I'm
go
saying.
down.
Yeah,
I'm trying. That's an issue that I'm trying to
It's-
see if I could chase because I really don't like
yeah.
when the airbags go out.
I don't need honestly. I don't either. If you figure that out, let me know. But it scared the shit out of me the other night when I first drove this truck, and it
So
did
you were
that.
just laying down and you just heard
I was
all
laying
kind
down
of
and it
creaking
shook.
and stuff.
No, I thought somebody hit the side of the truck or something. It's
Oh, mine
it's
don't
not
do that.
hard.
I just hear some
Yeah, it's not
creaks and
hard.
then
Yeah.
I don't feel it actually going down, but it does go down. I just hear some creaks and I was like, oh, airbags are going down.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't feel it go down either, other than that little bit of a shake. So Country says, yeah, I know I can go anywhere. I usually use the OCs, but Charlotte don't do IC work. So I was just asking for opinions. Yeah, I talked to the Charlotte manager too. They don't really do anything for us anymore there. Late night juice says, I'm just a trucker and a biker. LOL.
Well, what kind of truck and what kind of bike you got late night?
DIY says you're going to start stacking some $100 bills now. That is the ultimate
That's
plan.
the
I
old
plan on
goal
stacking
right
some.
there. Mhm.
Well, I don't know about $100 bills. I want to stack some $1,000 bills. Is what I want to do. I'm going to start doing that hopefully soon. I hope you're right, DIY. 412, and I asked because I was going to tell Country shit. Just go whoever you get you first. LOL. They don't do none but do DOT it and change your oil. Okay. Oh, Rabbit, did they let you test drive the truck before you bought it? So no, I did not test drive. They did, but I did not test drive it. My boy here in the video with me here went over and test drove it for me and overlooked the truck for me. I kind of bought it sight unseen, and guys, you don't even understand the deal that I got. My deal was almost twice as better than what D got. Yeah, I think he got a little upset about it, but anyways,
I'm not
my
upset
deal.
about it. If it worked out, it worked out for you. All I did was I just made sure that the issues and the problems that I had that you were not getting those into. So that's why I went and test drove the truck for you
Right.
and just made sure that you didn't have the same issues. That's all. But I wouldn't be mad at all whatsoever, man. If you got it, however you got it is however you got it. Remember, I help. I
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily help, but I was the first one that went and got a truck from these guys, and the deal was good enough that it worked for me. And and obviously it also worked for you as well too. So, if you got a sweeter deal than I did, obviously you got yours months later after mine. They might have a different
Right.
promo going on. I'm not mad I'm not mad about it. I'm more happy for you. If we're all out here to help one another when the time comes. So, you know, like maybe our next friend who's looking into getting a truck, maybe he might get a sweeter deal than the both of us.
Hey, this
But
might be a
we're just
question
gonna be
for
glad that
DIY.
you that we're just glad that we're in the position that we're in now.
Right. This might be a question for DIY if he's still on here. So, guys, my deal was so good that it had under 400,000 miles, which is one of the things that I wanted. Just barely. It was 397. I've already put almost 3,000 miles on it. But anyway, it had
Already?
under. Yeah, I'm pushed out. I've hit 400,000 today.
Well, you only
So
had about three. Well, yeah, you had it for a week now, so yeah, about
yeah,
3,000
I
should be
mean, I
about
had to
right.
drive back and forth everywhere, all of God's country. But anyway, um, I looked at the engine hours. It's only got 4,300 engine hours. Now, I don't know if you've ever looked and seen what your engine hours are on your truck, but me and Country was comparing, and I got more than half of what he has, and he doesn't idle his truck just like I didn't idle my truck. I meant to look at my blue one to see what it had before I left, but um, talking to another guy that called me, you can't change the mileage on the truck, but if it got a new motor, you can change the engine hours. We're thinking possibly that the truck got a new engine. Not that, I mean, that would be a good thing. Don't get me wrong, but we don't know for sure. I'm going to find out next week when I go home. I got to take this to the international dealership and get a few little things tidied up, but I'll find out all the details and let you guys know. So that answers that question. Get this, Country played me today. He was in the same truck stop. He couldn't find parking, but there were spots by me. He said he just rode out. Ain't that fucking funny? Let me tell you something about Country, and you'll be the first one to tell you. He is not a social butterfly. He'll tell you that 1,000 times.
Hey,
He
the
does.
funny thing is, right? Yesterday I was at the pilot in Mariana fueling up. And that's where I actually met Country, a week or two prior to the first time. And then last night he was on his show saying that he was in Mariana. I was like, hold on, I hope he's not in the same pilot or at the TA across the street. 'Cause we literally just met there, but not even a week or two ago before that. So
So he says, I'm just happy for you, man, because you got notice the cash flow difference, and you ain't going to have to pay to change carriers. All you got to do is just rip them stickers off, mail them back, their plates. Exactly, dude. And
absolutely, man, absolutely.
that's I would have done it this time around, but when I tell you I spent I mean, this guy's doing exercises at the fuel island. What the fuck? He's
You
just
gotta
running
get
in
it in where
place.
you get it in, man. You gotta get it in
I
whatever you
guess
get
he's
it
getting
in.
steps, I guess. But anyway, I wanted to get my own Florida plates and I wanted to get my own insurance, but budget just didn't come through this time. But within the next few months, that's going to be something that I'm going to do. I agree with you. You just rip the stickers off. That'll be the only thing I'll have to do is just rip the stickers off if it doesn't work out. Plates and insurance will be in my name. But yeah, I agree with you, 412. So Jonah Green, how much was the down payment to get a truck from there? So that really depends
That
on
really all
you.
depends on you
Yeah.
and your
Well,
credit.
well, not only that, it depends on the truck too. The truck, I don't really want to go into a whole lot of details about the financials, but it just really depends. There's a lot of things that go into play with again, I don't really want to go into the financials, but I sold cars for years, and when you sell cars, you got to have a certain amount of money down for a certain type of car. Somebody that would come in and want to have a $400 a month payment on an F-150. Well, guess what? That's not going to happen unless you got about 25 or 30 grand to put down to go with it. So guess what? I got you a Ford Focus over here that I can get you in for 400 a month. So it's kind of the same situation. I told him that I had 5 grand to put down, and when he called me, he says, well, I got the perfect truck for you. It's X amount of dollars. I think that we can probably get you done in this truck no matter what your credit is. Now, my credit's not horrible, but it's not the best either. So with a little bit of playing, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, down payment ended up being about $8,500. So a little bit more than what I expected, but it worked, and my loan is literally 2 years and it's paid off. My payment is under $1,000 a month, guys. When you add up the insurance and the plates and everything that goes with this, my fixed cost at Schneider right now are about $1,300 a month. That's everything that I pay them. There's, it's a big difference going from $6,400 to about $1,300. That's what, $5,100 a month right there. Big difference, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Jonas, if you get an opportunity to do it, let me know. Call me, whatever. I'll hook you up with my guy. I mean, neither me or D, we don't get paid from this guy. I want everybody to be in a truck of their own. It's so much of a different feeling. When D first started talking about it, I was pretty convinced that I was going to keep the SFI truck and keep rolling. But we talked about it more and more. I'd watched the videos that Cash and DIY would do, and I talked to Country about it. More and more I thought about it, it just made sense. And I got tired of, I'm out here to make money. I'm tired of going home with, $1,500, $2,000 paychecks, after expenses. Granted, that sounds like a lot of money to a lot of people, but me, I want more. I mean, that's always what I've been. I always want more. Could I kept on running with the SFI truck? Sure, absolutely. I could have kept doing the same exact thing that I was doing. D could have too. We were both set up pretty nice. I know how to run the load board at Schneider. Me and Country, we swap information all the time. We had information from KO. KO was a big inspiration too when he bought his truck 2 years ago. Everything just added up, guys. When you sit down and you do the numbers to yourself, it makes sense. I mean, I could take this truck that I have, and like I said, my payment's under $1,000. I can take it and work it at Swift and still make a killing at Swift and not really work hard at all if I wanted to. At $1.15 a mile. So Keith says, both of you put in a good word for me so I can get something on the cheap. So Keith,
Listen,
give me a
I'll
call.
tell you what, right?
Yeah, give one of us a talk tomorrow.
Like James said, listen, at the end of the day, right? If we have a pathway to ownership that is much easier for you guys to get into, we're not gonna gatekeep it. We're gonna pass that information along. It helps the dealership, it helps you guys, and it puts you guys in a different position, different spotlight. My whole thing at the end of the day is we're all out here trying to become business owners, and if there's an easier way to do it, sometimes that's the way that we got to go. Everybody has their preferences and the type of truck that they want and whatnot, but especially me being a young guy and this is my first time getting into the business world, I just need something that's gonna get me the results that I need, and may not necessarily be the truck that I want. It may not necessarily be the truck that I need, but it's the truck that's gonna work for me at this point in time. Try my upgrade, get another one, and maybe I just hang on to this one and make a killing off of it. It all depends.
I think we lost you there, buddy. We lost you there. But anyway, Keith, give me a call, buddy. I'll be more than happy to hook you up with our guy and get you situated. Bacon Bourbon and blue collar bullshit that comes on here all the time. He's in the process of getting a truck just like what we did too. He's looking at an old Cowan truck, the green trucks.
Well,
just to kind of
somebody looks frozen.
Heads up. No, it was you who were frozen.
You're the one that was frozen, not me.
No, it's you, buddy. So just remember, I hope you remember the struggle of weekly payments and don't increase your lifestyle, just pay off debt. That's exactly what I plan on doing.
Absolutely.
Lance says, selling my 2024 trailer, paid 50 down to 29 now about what you paid and what it's worth now. Okay. Army King says it's a sweet deal, especially if it has a new motor. Yeah, I can't confirm or deny that yet, but I have really got a strong feeling that it's got a
I
new
would
motor.
say if it had a new motor in it, it'll probably be a little bit more expensive than what it is. I'm just saying, I don't know, but
Maybe they didn't research it and look at it. You know what I mean?
right,
That's
right.
the thing.
They did give you a sheet with the
Yeah, I haven't looked at it.
it's like this little blue sheet with whatever
Well, I
because
mean,
the truck came from Prime, so it came
right.
with this little bill sheet with the truck number and everything that's on it, and whatever they did the diagnostics at the time when they sold the truck. You should have got that sheet, and it just lists every different stuff on there for you, so you could actually check that out. Probably, I don't know, because I was thinking about doing it since I have the truck number for the truck itself on that sheet. I was gonna see if I was able to call Prime up to get the maintenance record on my truck at the very least, to see at least what's been done to it and stuff like that. I mean, it might
Can I
be
tell you an
possible,
easier
but I
thing to
don't know.
do than that?
What is
Call the, call the international dealership in your area, and they'll do it for you. That's what I'm going to do.
ask the international to call
Yep.
Prime to get the
No,
maintenance
no, no, no,
record?
no. No, no, no. Just call international or go to the international dealership, request the records, everything that's ever been done. Anything that's been done,
But
it doesn't matter if it's
you'll
done at Prime.
probably only get the. I
No,
don't think you sure.
anytime the VIN is put into the system, you're going to get every single record through the international dealership, whether it was Prime, whether it was Love's, whether it was Southern Tire Mart, whatever. You're going to get it. That's why you want to go to the
Hmm.
big dog.
Okay.
Country says didn't play you 412. You, LOL. You were just coming through clear because people just stepping on you.
Kept stepping on you.
Goddamn, Lance. How much was your trailer? I got a 24 Great Dane for 44K. That actually sounds like a good deal, man. 24 Great Dane. Country, I even got out of the truck to meet you, but you did one lap, said fuck this, and left. 8-night juice. SFI Freightliner 24. Second truck with SFI, and I have a Harley Davidson Street Glide.
Okay, that's what's up, man.
He says 412. I think he meant he paid 50K and is down to 29 old still. Yes, D. I was on the pilot. Stop there. Just want to go to Walmart yesterday.
I did I went inside. I went to the Walmart yesterday as well. That same Walmart I went to, but I didn't see your truck. So what time did you get there?
So, okay, but then that's still a lot. But before I refinanced my trailer, I had 14% APR on it and bought it from the final price of 77. Let me ask you this, Rabbit. He's fighting the death hose. All good 412. I talked about in the video. You'll hear me tomorrow. Yeah, you talked about me in your video a couple days ago too. But there he is, standing on the corner, waiting on his Uber in the high visibility jacket.
And you know what? I didn't forget to call you. I saw you call me earlier, Country. I didn't forget to call you back, man. I was just busy. That's all.
All right.
I was busy sleeping.
So if you're running plates through SFI, did you have to pay the Florida sales tax on the truck?
You don't pay the sales tax until after you're finished paying off the truck, and there's ways to go get around paying that sales tax when that time comes.
I don't know if that's true. I paid sales tax on mine. I didn't get the registration, but you pay the sales tax on the truck.
No,
I paid $2,000 sales tax, buddy.
You pay when the truck gets paid off. I
might be
thinking about another tax. I might be thinking about a different tax then, because I know once you pay off the truck and you get it registered in your name or something like that,
right,
there's another tax that you got to pay then and there. And according to the boys on the Landstar Facebook group, there's ways to get around paying that Florida sales tax. So I don't know. I'm not at that point yet, so I ain't worrying about it. I'll figure that out next year.
Just so you know, and again, this is kind of the first part of your question. The plates weren't through SFI; they're through Schneider. So my plates just transferred, and that's why I decided just to keep what I had for now. But I did pay a $2,000 sales tax on the actual truck itself, and D did too. He just don't remember.
My paperwork,
bro. You owe me like stickers and a shirt for that move. I was swole.
He owes me stickers as well too. Shoot.
Oh yeah.
He ain't give me no stickers when we met up and had lunch.
Jonah, the sooner you can do it, the better off you're going to be, and the more money you're going to make. So if you put it off and keep putting it off for months and months, because that's kind of what I did, brother. I was going to wait till summertime. I was going to wait for this. I was going to wait for that, and then I ended up selling my property. And I told my wife, I said, "Hey, I think it might be a good idea for me to start looking." And then all the major companies that we all go to, Lone Mountain, all these different companies started turning me down, and I was about ready to give up. I was going to wait till summertime and get myself in a better position and stuff. And then D said, "Why don't you call Austin at the international deal?" I said, "He ain't going to be able to do anything for me." He said, "Well, at least give him a chance, and that way you'll know you did everything you could." And that's kind of how I wound up where I'm at. And then when he finally did get me approved, I had to come up with another $3,500. I mean, it was, guys, here it is. I paid 21 grand for the truck out the door, 21.5. I mean, it made almost total sense for me to get the truck. D didn't pay much more for his truck than what I paid. The truck is well worth the money that I paid for it. I mean, I could take the truck right now and sell it and pay off the loan and probably make an extra 10 grand if I wanted to. That's how good of a deal it was. And yours is a good truck too, isn't it, D?
Oh, it's a good. Besides the little quirks and whatnot, it's an excellent shit. It moves, it picks up the loads, and it delivers them. That's all I can ask for it.
So, Forge says he'll catch him on a rebound. XL blue shirt on a hand me. That's all new style. So, D, you're frozen again, buddy. Country, you own 420 LO. Yeah, you're frozen on the screen, brother.
What? Dang it.
Lance, how much was your trailer? He says, here lately, I'm really digging the idea of buying a cash truck and building into exactly what I want. Keith, you can either get a cash truck or get one that's really low price, like under 30 grand, kind of what we did, and you'll be happy. So, D, this is going to be controversial for me to say, but as a single truck owner-operator, I do not consider myself a business. I feel more like I just bought myself a job in a sense. Now I say I'm a business owner. Well, I guess you could look at it that way too, but you really are.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, you still got to pay those same taxes, so it doesn't matter either way.
Even Rig Pig saying 18, you're all froze up, and you still froze up.
I'm still frozen.
Yeah. See,
can you hear me?
We can hear you fine. There you are. Now you're moving. Well, I mean, I feel like I'm, looking
I got solid internet. I don't
honestly, the slow video that you're in, it looks like you're on the moon or something, dude. Like you're in a moon capsule.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know too many moon capsules that have those big ass comfortable couches like you do, though. And get my own customers. Keith says, I'm not quite ready yet. Thank you, though, James. I'll let you know. Absolutely, Keith. Anytime, buddy. Anytime. So we got a new guy here, Mike. Hey, Rabbit, that spot in Tampa, are they better with down payment than Lone Mountain? Again, like we had talked about, it just depends on you. I had to put a little bit more money down, but I think in the long run, I think I got a better deal than what I got at Lone Mountain because I was going to have to put $5 grand down on one of the Walmart trucks. And when it was said and done, I was going to pay about 65 grand for that truck. And guess what? I'm paying a third of what I was going to pay for that truck.
I'll tell you what, right?
Same year.
If you know you have low
and
credit,
lower miles,
expect a higher down payment. The lower your credit, the higher your down payment is.
And it's an actual bank loan too. Yeah, and it's an actual bank loan. It's not a loan from Lone Mountain or whatever their company is. I'm paying a third of the price for this truck from Prime compared to the Walmart truck, and it has less miles. The Walmart truck was going to have it was close to 500, like 495 or something like that. This truck had 398 on it, 397, something like that. So, yeah, I think I got a better deal ultimately.
Yep, like I said, the lower your credit score, the more you're going to be putting down. That's the best way that I could put that.
Now, granted, this is the A26 motor compared to the Cummins, but I got to tell you, I'm becoming a fan of the A26.
They do have Cummins for sale as well too, but you're definitely going to be paying a whole lot more money for those Cummins engine.
So this engine's quiet. and it pulls like a beast. I don't know if you've pulled anything heavy yet, D, but I was pulling 44,000 pounds yesterday, and I was still getting 9.5 miles a gallon.
I had a
Granted, I mean,
42. I had a
Georgia, Atlanta, and
42,000
Florida,
pound. I had a 42,000 pound load from North Carolina going to Texas, so that was pretty heavy in itself too. Hazmat loaded that too, so
what kind of
like I
fuel
said, the
miles?
truck was doing pretty well. Okay, so I reset my fuel mileage after I got my oil change, and after that I was stuck. I was on a heavy load right after I changed it. So at this point right now I'm at like 6.1 to the gallon is what it's showing since the oil change. I do expect it to keep for it to keep climbing. I just got to put more miles on it. So
So to answer your question, 412, I haven't really dug into this. Like I said, I've got to take it to the international dealer this week or next week. If I was to guess, I think the motor's probably been overhauled. I think it's probably the same block. I don't know, but I'll find out all the details and I'll let you guys know. I haven't dug into that. Fly is your truck. Yep, it's an old Prime truck. So it did have an APU on it one time. Now, granted, and I did take that in consideration, guys. Our SFI trucks, me and Country, we looked at them. I think he had you'll have to let me know for sure, like 10,000 hours on his truck. And I'm pretty comfortable that mine had just a little bit more than his, 11 or 12,000 hours. I never idled my truck at all. And my truck here now has, damn near 400, and it's got 4,300 idle hours. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Even with an APU, doesn't make a lot of sense. Doesn't add up.
well,
So,
I'll tell you why it does add up. Just because the previous driver had an APU doesn't necessarily mean that they knew how to use it or even used it.
well, that's
And
what I'm saying. The
and
APU
it
doesn't really
more than
doesn't
likely
really
it was
matter.
more than likely it was a company truck. So you know, company drivers they don't give a damn about idling. They'll probably have the some bitch idling all the time.
That's what
And
I'm
never
trying to
use the
tell you.
APU.
But it's got low engine hours, is what I'm talking about. If
Well,
that's the case, then it would
maybe
have
you
high
had
engine hours.
maybe you actually had a driver that actually knew how to use the
All right.
units.
So let me let me let
Never
me
know.
let me. All right. Let me tell you this again. The calculation that my buddy came up with. This truck would have had to been doing a steadily 95 miles an hour for the whole time that it's been in service in order to have 4,300 um, engine hours, because it should have twice the amount of engine hours. And most trucks 40, 45, maybe 50 miles an hour average. This would have had to been 95 to have that engine hours if it's the same engine. You see that calculation that I'm trying to tell you? Even
I
with
get
an
what you're
APU
saying,
and
but
not running.
I'm not.
Yeah.
You know.
We'll find out. We'll find out all the details on it. Might be a golden nugget that I have, and it might be a fucking joke. I don't know. We'll find out. Right Way to Truck says anybody in the Charlotte area looking to get an international, I can put you with my rep. I don't get any kickbacks, and just be a help.
Yes, 'cause I remember right where the truck did get one from Charlotte um around the same time that I did get my truck. I
Right.
believe when we did that live, and he did get his. It's the same network of dealerships,
Right.
so they do have a location up there in Charlotte as well too. So yeah, same network, same
They
dealership,
can,
same
yeah,
people.
they can pull from any dealer.
Hmm.
Um, right Way to Truck. Are you the guy that works at SRO Logistics with Brian? I think you are.
I believe he is. So there you go. You have me, you have James, you have right way of the truck. We all got trucks from the same network of dealerships. So if you guys have any questions about these trucks and how they've been operating, how they've been moving, you got three guys to give you their experiences on it. So there you go.
412 says if I get an international, he's going for the HX series. I've seen that. They do look good.
Man, those HX look real nice, man. There's a guy on YouTube that bought an HX. I think it's a manual one as well too. And let me tell you, his truck is real nice. Real nice truck. Let me see if I
So
can
Lance
find that
Cowboy
channel.
says he paid 50 almost 2 years ago. He has it for sale for 29.9. Oh, okay, Lance. I get it now. Get there about noonish. Stayed there this morning.
So
What trailer is flatbed?
So the name of that channel, the guy that has the International HX, is TNT Garage and Performance. You guys want to check out what that HX really looks like? It's a really nice looking truck, and you guys can see what the HX is all about. It's got Cummins in his truck though.
So Keith says that's the kind of driving I want to do, run until noon, then park for the day. It's kind of almost what I do in a roundabout way. It's okay, country. Rabbit has butt dialed me 3 times this week. Ain't that the truth? I have butt dialed you 3 times this week. Right way truck. Some states you pay the sales tax up front. Some you don't. You know, late night juice. Got my first truck in 18. Paid it off in 22. It's all downhill from there. After about 20 shop visits, parked the KW and got the Freightliner in January 2024. Yeah, that's,
So you haven't sold the KW yet? You still have that one as a backup truck? Late night.
I love KWs, but I just everybody that I've ever talked to has had issues with them. I had that issue with the Swift one when I first got it. That about bankrupted me, to be honest with you. I don't know. I've never heard good things about the PACCAR stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He says, Rabbit, are you planning on staying with Schneider for a bit, even with your own truck now? You know, that right now, the only thing that I can promise you is I probably, as long as they'll keep me here and I don't get in trouble or anything like that, I'm going to at least do my 6 months, which is probably around July or so, June, July-ish. And honestly, it just really depends. I mean, if the freight market goes up and D's calling me and say, hey, I got $4, $5, $6 a mile loads here, man, you got to come. You know, if it gets up crazy high like it did, then it would be stupid for me to stay here. But right now, comparing paychecks, freight's down a little bit. I hear all the guys talking freight's down. When you really put the numbers to the pad and stuff, I'm making just as much money as they are, especially now. And it's easy. You can agree just like I can. It's easy over here. You point, click, and go. There's nothing strange about it.
I mean, yeah, pretty much point, click, and go. It's
It's
not
just
my
what
cup of tea,
you know.
so
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, again, you know, your cup of tea is the Kool-Aid that you drink at Landstar. We've talked about that before.
It's cool blue Kool-Aid, man. It's delicious.
But when you count the pennies, man, they're all about the same. There ain't that much difference each week between any of us.
Yeah, but the only difference is I'm trying to build some relationship with some people. You don't have access to any. You don't have any access to anybody. So
Don't matter,
that's
buddy.
the thing.
You can be the P Diddy relationship master with your.
It doesn't. It does matter because when the freight gets good and it gets going, I don't want to be the guy that's struggling trying to find
I got you.
find.
See, I'm in
somebody to book
Pennsylvania.
loads with.
Bought my truck in Tennessee to get Pennsylvania plates. I would have to pay the tax on that 99 for the truck, but I got away with not paying because I'm running plates through my carrier. Yeah, that's I think you're kind of right on that. Late night, I didn't think I'd ever get myself into a Freightliner, even if they were pre-emissions. You won't get over 500 horse out of it unless you tune it and do some work. He will come back in. Yep, 18 video froze. We're about a couple minutes behind here. It's property tax if you pay it off. Absolutely. Do you know the specs on the truck, Rabbit? I don't know what the torque is, but the
I can
horsepower
tell you what it is. It's
Yep.
450, 1850 torque, 227 on the rears, I believe. Yeah, 227 on the rears. Oh no, I'm sorry, 272, not 227.
Well, transmission, Rabbit. We both have the 10 speeds.
The Eaton 10 speed. Yep.
Yeah. That's really the only negative thing about this truck. It's anybody who's ever driven those old 10 speeds, they're jerky as shit, especially when you're backing up.
They are, but going forward, it's all the same. I don't really complain. I had to get used to backing into the docks because it'll slam you into the docks. I just didn't like. I don't like the reverse gears on our trucks, but I say I get used to it eventually. So got to learn how to throttle that pedal so you don't have to slam into the back of the truck.
So the wife is saying that I've got some pins, little pins that you wear on your shirts or whatever. If anybody has any, my daughter is making pins. My plan was to give them out at the truck show when we go in March. But anybody who's on here wants one, send me a message or give me a phone call. My number's always on the lives and the videos. Just send me a text and give me an address, and I'll mail one out to you. So here we go. Country says I currently have 3663 hours. So if you have 3663 hours and I have 3400 hours and you only have 120,000 on your, I don't know if you even have 120 yet. And I've got almost 400. So my theory almost makes total sense here. See what I'm saying? Because I got the exact same amount of hours as he does. That's weird. All right, so we'll find out on that. Oh, Rabbit, I was supposed to email you to get a pin. Can I text you my address and get a pin? Absolutely, buddy. Text me and I'll have one sent out to you. I don't have an APU. If a battery pack on my truck, this bitch don't turn off until I fuel or go home. That's I like to put on an APU, but I really don't want to spend $10K when I have this truck over. Dale's APU, Go Green APUs, was it 4,000 or 5,000? I think it's $5,000. It's used, but though $5,000 installed.
All I know is I definitely gonna get one because I'm out on the road a little bit longer than most. I do cook in the truck a little bit more than most, so APU would definitely be a benefit for me. I'm just not gonna buy a brand new one. That's not what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna put a brand new APU on a 500,000 mile truck. I'm not definitely not gonna do that.
What we need to do is when we go to the truck show, we need to look at their booth, go talk to them, and see if we can't get some kind of discount and get a little bit of sponsorship going on here. Get one.
Maybe. I mean, if
even if we get $1,000 off,
work, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
2 Max. I did look it up, and the internet does say the engine hours does not get reset even after changing engine because the total hours don't just count the engine. Interesting. I wonder why it has so low hours though. That doesn't make any sense. Again, guys, I'll get all the questions answered here next
Maybe
week.
You just had that one guy that turns the engine off every time he stops. You never know.
So life, but again,
got life with Luz in the chat. How you doing, brother? How you doing?
I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying, though, buddy. It's physically impossible for me to have the engine hours with the mileage that I have on the truck.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about turning the truck off or not turning the truck on.
Maybe you're just thinking a little too hard about this. Hey, you got you a truck. It's got low engine hours, got low miles. Just take it. I mean, I would just take it as a blessing. How about that?
So how many miles you got on your truck? 412? He said he's got
17,000. Well, he don't turn his truck off, so obviously 17,000 is going to be pretty much up there.
D, you're supposed to reset the mileage every time you go fill up on your fuel to get an accurate reading.
I'd rather just do it on the oil change. I want to know what I'm actually doing every 30,000 miles. That might be a little bit more accurate than doing it every single. Cause I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll forget every single time you fuel up. You gotta reset. I'll definitely forget. I'll go like 50 miles down the road and be like, oh, I forgot to reset it. Well, too late now. Just whatever. Forget about it.
I reset at the beginning of the week, and that way I know what mileage I've done for that week. If I remember. Right way, Truck says, yes, he's at SRO Logistics. Army King says, I looked at a Prime truck years ago, and I noticed it had a newer motor, and the sales rep didn't realize, and it was still priced the same. I got a feeling that's what's happened, but I don't know. Those HX look so much better than those Lone Stars. Now, I don't know, man.
They absolutely look better than the Lone Stars. I agree with you right there with that one.
Yeah, you better have a good fuel discount with either one of those trucks.
Man, they're shaped like bricks, so.
Cam the trucker
in the building.
Hey, you know what? We were gonna nobody's ever asked. I put it in the community post. We were gonna have an open community for people to come in. Anybody wants to come in?
I guess we went. I guess the show went a different way because we were supposed to be talking about these trucking schools. That was supposed to be the topic tonight, but like I said, it's the trucking shit show. It just went it went left, and that's where we're at with it. So that's where we're gonna keep it, right?
Good to have you here, Cam. By the way, good to have you on. 412 Army Cane. Yeah, I don't pay too much mind to fuel mileage, even empty. I still get like 6.5, wide open with it. You are some hauling some ass if you're doing that.
And I'm the same way. I got a lead foot. I got to get to where I need to get to, and that's all that matters to me. I don't want to spend all day doing 65. I will. It's mind numbing just trying to do trying to do 60. I'll get where I need to get to, and it is what it is. I can afford
So
I can afford to do that a little bit better now because I don't have a $1,400 every week a weekly payment. So hey, it is what
Late
it
Night
is.
Juice has a KW for sale there for you. He says he still has a part.
Yeah, he might use it as a second truck when everything picked back up. He might have I don't know, maybe a driver for it. Now he got 2 trucks on the road making good money.
So Life with Lou says what it got got him.
What it do,
What do
Gotti?
it do?
Man, you got it.
I do. I got
It's
to. Man, I'm fucking
it's okay, man. It's okay, man. You ain't.
tired. Cam, you paid off your Chuck right or about to?
Oh Lord.
412, go eat a dick, Buster.
Yes, I seen it earlier, man.
Lou, what's poppin', member? It's fucking funny. Cause you go with that gay shit. Fire this girl up and pick up corn.
Oh, man.
Life of K. KO, what's up,
KO's
buddy?
in the building, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm just trying to show you some love being successful. Say less. Let's run a late night junt. So I guess you guys are going to go up live a little later, I guess, huh? D, I think you froze.
So you got that, but you didn't get the other comments, bro.
What I do have is your frozen ass on the space station, man. Is what I do have.
Hey,
You're
listen,
froze again.
As long as you know I'm here, I'm here. That's all.
Can you do me a favor? Can you toss something up in the air like they do in the spaceship?
I ain't got nothing to do with this. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
Oh, that's
spectacular. I don't know. Maybe
what's so funny, man? You should have the best internet where you're at too. It's not like you live in the middle of the desert or anything there, man. You're right outside of Orlando.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
I mean, seriously, why don't you have the internet? Did you pay your bill?
It's always.
Or do you bring your home internet in from your truck?
No, I don't have the home internet, man. This is the house internet. It should be working perfectly fine, man. I don't know. Leave it alone. Crap. It is what it is.
There you are. You're moving again. By the way, talking about gay shit, that headset you got's really gay, man, with all them different colors.
Shut the hell up, man. Man, leave my damn headset alone, man. Shoot. I got this thing off 50% off, okay? 50% off. That's just motherfucking steal right there. So damn right I'm gonna wear that.
So Keith's talking about this here. I feel like the relationship that Rabbit has through D, I think maybe I would like the orange Kool-Aid if I don't have to talk to anyone and I can do. Buddy, you know what? That's exactly what it is here, man. You do not have to talk to anybody. I've talked to my person of contact maybe 4 times since I've been here in 2 months. Well,
I tell you, if it works for you, it works for you.
Yeah,
as long as you're successful at what you're doing, I don't really care. I'm just glad that you're getting it done. Yeah.
All right, so my wife wants to show the pin out. I'm going to have to find it here in a second. I've got it on my bag. I'll find it here in a second. Life of Lou said he'll be around, and Cam says for sure. And Life of Lou, what kind of pin is it, First Lady? She called my wife the First Lady. I'll show you a picture of I'll show you the pin here in just a bit. Family, what's good? Richard McKinnon, I'm sticking with my Cascading with the Detroit. I've learned a lot of the maintenance and repair, working on S-Cam bushings next week. Cam says, Fly Rabbit, I'm glad 18 told you about going the finance route. I watched your video, seen you were making 13 to 35 a week. And you've been making no money. Yep, absolutely, man. And the funny thing about it is when 18 first started this journey, he kind of, in a roundabout way, was trying to figure out where to go. And I kind of told him to call that dealership in Tampa. So, and I got the information from Trucker Todd, where credit is due. He was even in the position he didn't know if he was going to get financed, but guess what? He pulled his shit together and got it done, and I was proud of him. It just took me about 3 more months to figure out that I was making a big mistake too, I guess. Now, I don't want to say making a big mistake.
I wouldn't necessarily call that a mistake. It's a learning lesson.
Learning experience.
We don't make mistakes. We make learning. We have lessons that we learn through life. That's what we're doing here.
But thanks for the comments, Cam, and I agree with you. Let's see what we got next. If you run. Oh, I'm a runner, all right. I try to run what I can. A generator is a possible cheap alternative to an APU, says Ollie Cat. You're new on here. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for joining. Got
to look into that generator. I found another option too that I'm going to look into. If it pans out to anything, I'll let you guys know.
See, the only reason I don't like the portable AC, it's just another thing to take up space in the cab. That's why I like, the APU and the EPUs better, because it's outside the cab. All the wiring and the hosing and all that stuff is they usually just put them into the same existing AC lines that you already have. It just makes things a whole lot more easier. The less stuff in the cab, the better.
There's your pins. And it's just a little pin that goes on your shirt or whatever. But I'll start. If you guys want one, I'll send one out to you. I got quite a few of them, and when me and D goes to the truck show, I'm probably gonna pass some stuff out if I get a chance.
Funny thing is, you were just down the street this morning. You could have gave me a pin this morning.
I didn't know you were down the street. Honestly, I only had the one with me. I would have given it to you, but I didn't know you were down the street. If you
only got one, then never mind.
No, I mean I've got hundreds of them at home. I'll be more than happy to give you one.
Yeah, but you ain't got them with you, so you got to get them with you, man.
Use the app fuel gauge for MPG. Yeah, I need to get to that. I haven't done that yet. Ollie Cat, the only thing that I can't figure out is AC. Otherwise, a diesel generator sounds perfect. Ollie Cat says portable AC unit is a solution, and many generators use regular gas. That's a bit inconvenient. A lot on YouTube about them. Yeah, but all the portable AC I found, you have to vent out of the window somehow.
Right, and like I said, it also takes up space, so that's just more space that is taken up inside the cab. I see a lot of people they remove the passenger seat, just to put the portable AC in there. I also saw an option to put a mini split. If you guys ever heard of a mini split, it's literally just an AC unit that is like so big. It's really small. You can just hang it up in the back. You still got to run lines to it and everything else, but it's very quiet and also very convenient too. They usually use those to do like AC in the garage and like really small buildings. So it'll be pretty effective just putting one of those inside a semi truck.
So Keith says, if I go with a generator, I would spend the money for a diesel generator and hardwire everything so I don't have to carry gas. My wife says I'm a retired cop, LEO. Says I want to investigate and get the truth about the engine. Absolutely. I want to put the right stuff out there for you guys. Mike, again, the down payment is really on you, what your credit is, and the price of the truck. There's a lot of things that go into it. The best thing to do is give one of us a call, and we'll hook you up with the guy. You can do everything through him, and I got to tell you the truth. As long as you got a little bit of cash, and when I say a little bit of cash, between $5,000 and $10,000, I think he can get just about anybody done. Anybody. There are some situations, maybe foreclosure, bankruptcy, or maybe repossessions or something like that. But if you got a little bit of cash, then I think he can get just about anybody done.
You're gonna pay more on your down payment than you would at what's the name of that place?
Lone Mountain.
At Lone Mountain. But your payments are just going to be about the same. The amount of time that you're going to be paying off that truck is a whole lot less.
And it's a bank that you're paying to rather than, a trucking place.
Right.
It's kind of like a buy here, pay here type thing if you do something like Lone Mountain.
I've
But
been
again,
moving around. I don't know what you mean by I've been still, Keith, man. I've been moving around talking this whole time here. I don't know what's going on with the interwebs tonight. It ain't got nothing to do with me. It is what it is. Maybe next week we might have better luck when I'm back in my truck.
why don't we take
But
a little bit of a break here? We got a lot
well,
of people on here. Huh?
technically, I am still in the truck. I'm in the driver's seat, as I recalled in the beginning of the video.
why don't you why don't you talk about the little bit of news that you wanted to talk about?
Well,
You're going to start.
I didn't have any news, but
Okay.
I did wanted to have an open panel discussion. So I wanted you to throw the link up there because I wanted some people, if anybody was interested in coming and at least speaking about their experience about it, and maybe there are ways that we could it could change. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about was the issues that I see when it comes to obtaining your CDL through a truck driving school. Um, where my problem lies, and I'm just speaking upon my own experience, is that the majority of stuff that I learned, I never
Oh, I need to get
actually
a
really
screenshot. I need to get
I,
a screenshot of
I
you right
never
now.
really actually just
Ah,
utilized none of that stuff. For instance, any backing what they call it, any backing techniques that they taught us, I threw all that shit out the window when I got on the road. Why? Because I ended up just finding a way that was much easier for me to learn how to back a trailer up. And what would have been more important was them actually having like a real physical dock and just teaching you how to back into the docks and stuff like that. Some of the classwork just didn't make any sense to me at that time. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this too is because I was watching it was on YouTube about how this was specifically in Canada, but I'm pretty sure a lot of it happens out of a lot of American trucking schools. Is that you have a lot of people that were paying to get their like under the table to get a passing grade just to get their licenses and stuff like that, and they did like a whole investigation on the whole situation. And a lot of the companies, the truck driving companies that they had in Canada got busted for the bribes and stuff like that was going on. But my main focus and my main issue with truck driving schools nowadays is that they're not actually teaching you anything that's actually worth a damn when it comes to being on the road. I mean, we're so past using paper logs, and I'm pretty sure it might come in handy, someday. But we're all on electronic logs, and I think that they should start teaching students how to properly use an electronic log more than they try to teach you how to use a paper logs instead. You get what I'm saying? You have anything to add or say anything about that, James?
no, I think you just said just about everything, man. Honestly, yeah, I agree.
Did that
I don't
it?
know
You
if
just agree? You don't got no rebuttal, no anything about that?
no, I got no.
Did you go to a private school or
I did.
to get your license?
So the funny story on my deal, and every time that well, it doesn't happen anymore because it's been so long ago, but within the first 10 years of getting mine, they would always ask me, what company did you get your license from? What company did you get your license from? Well, the funny thing is, where I got my license, it was in Tennessee, and it was $6,000. And I ended up going to work for TMC for about, what, even 2 months. I mean, I had a trainer that was a dickhead. And TMC agreed to pay I can't remember what the monthly payment was. It was $250, $300 a month or something like that. Well, TMC paid the first like 3 or 4 payments, and then I kind of I didn't go OTR. That's about the time period that I went to Budweiser and started delivering, beer and stuff locally. And
Hmm.
I got maybe one bill from the trucking driver school or whatever, and then I never got anything else. I paid that one bill and that was it, and never got anything else. Come to find out, they went out of business. So I got lucky. I didn't have to pay shit other than the 250 or whatever it was at one time. Uh,
I only made one payment towards my bill when I got because I went to Roadmaster, right? And then at the time when I graduated, I went to Covenant. Covenant was paying my bill while I was there. I was only at Covenant for like 2 weeks or something like that. And then I went to Warner and spent the rest of my time at Warner. And Warner paid my bill up until the last week um of my last payment. I left like a week before they was able to pay off that last one, and I just had the money and I just paid it off at that time. So I only paid like one payment out of it, which I do like. Some of these companies, after you get your CDL, they will reimburse the payments for you for getting your license. But I feel like, just thinking back at it and thinking about now, like if anybody has any recent experience, they just got their CDL, let us know in the chat or come on up here, we can talk about it, because I want to know whether or not it has changed within the last 7 years. Because that's when I got my CDL in the tail end of 2017, and as I remember it, thinking back about all the stuff that they taught us and whatnot, they really didn't teach us anything. They just really just stole $7,000 from us at the
Buddy, all
time.
they teach you is to pass the tests. That's it.
Right.
You know.
But and again, those tests don't they're not necessarily beneficial to us when we're actually getting on the road. That's just where I see it, because what we learn in truck driving school and what we actually apply in real life is totally a total separate thing. Like everything that I learned when it came to driving itself, I guess the only thing that I actually learned that I did apply was learning how to drive a manual truck more properly. I guess that's the only thing they ever taught me, because I do know how to roll. I at least know how to roll a 12 speed, if anything. But other than that, the back end skills just didn't make any sense. I think it would have been better if they had actual docs and taught you how to actually back in, instead of doing all these fancy S turns and all these 90s and these alley docks. Cause let's be real, when we get out here, we're actually backing up into a dock or anything. I'm talking about those of us who pull a van. You skateboard guys, you got it a little bit easier than we do when it comes to that. You set up however the hell you want to set up, because if it works for you, it works for you, right?
Hey, let me
And I
ask you a
think that's
stupid
what they
question.
should teach us.
Let me ask you a stupid question. I think everybody on here will laugh about this too. But where's our Hirschbachers at? We haven't heard from the Hirschbachers in a long time.
One, there's no such thing as a stupid
That was a
question.
great.
And two,
That was the hidden secret, man. That was the best thing since sliced
right.
bread. Remember? Where are they
Yeah,
at?
but I'm pretty sure the guys on YouTube who are following them have found better things to get on, as of late. So at least it's not you, me, or any of the guys that we know. So we can give thanks to that. But wherever they're at, as long as they're doing what they're doing, that's all that matters to them.
So
Let's read some of these comments here.
Keith says the zero breeze has to vent out the window though. That's a no go for me. I want to be able to keep everything sealed up. Yeah, I agree with you, Keith.
Right.
That's why we're just going to do the APU and just fork out the money. When I build mine, it's going to be a more permanent build. I'm not looking for cheap and an easy. I'm looking for comfortable and convenient. So, hey, if you come up with a plan, let me know. By the way, guys, anybody wants to come in, that's the link. You should be able to I don't know if you can hyperlink that or not, but if not, just copy and paste and come on in, man.
I just say just get an APU. Just make your life a whole lot easy. Whether you want an electric one or you want a diesel one, just get one. It would just be much easier.
Greg Pig says now we're getting somewhere. I'm guessing you want to come in. Is that right? If you do, click in. I'll bring you aboard. Where's our female drivers? I've sent out so many messages. I've sent a message out to the Tennessee truck girl. It took her like 3 weeks to get back with me saying she finally read the message, but she never answered my question. And Dee, I don't know if you ever sent a message to our prime girl. What's her name?
No, I never sent any message to anybody.
What's her name?
I've asked Slime Pack.
Yeah, why don't you send her a message? See if she wants to come on sometime.
I don't know that lady from Adam. How I'm gonna contact her?
You
I
just
only
send a
know the
message
people
like
that
you do
I only know
anybody.
the people that I know. That's it. I mean, I've asked a couple of guys that I know whenever they finally get time to get on, we'll definitely get them on here. But until then, you know,
Snapbacks would be easy to get a hold of. I could just send her a message on YouTube. I'll send her
yeah.
a message. Don't worry about it. Jesus, you're a chicken shit. Talk about a social butterfly here, huh?
Yeah.
Jonah Green says he remembers Idle Air. I remember Idle Air too. They don't
I
teach you to
wasn't
drive, they
I
teach you to
wasn't
pass
around
the
long
test.
enough for that.
The Hirschbachers are busy getting to know the trans scammers intimately. Is that where they're at now? Trans Am?
Maybe.
That's fun.
Isn't that part of Prime? They went to Prime, I guess. The other side of
They're
Prime.
just hauling their, they're just hauling their freight. So Oil Cat says, I got my permit. Went to the CDL school for 2,500, 7-day school. Snyder was the only company that would hire me, and I was terrible.
And you know the
Well,
funny thing is too with the schools now, you have to actually go to a school to actually get your CDL and teach you through these ELDT courses. But you know, I want to get somebody on the show that had recently graduated and got their CDL because I would love to know what their experience is with this with the new way that they're teaching them when it comes to the classwork itself. I know the outside on the pad, that's just I don't know. I feel like that part's just a waste of time. Like teaching, like getting to know the engine, teaching them where the weak points are. I can get that part, but like when it comes to back end and some of the driving, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
so Keith says he hasn't been able to talk himself out of an electric APU or a diesel generator. I agree with you. Army King said, last time I checked, Thermo King APU was 12 to 14, and the EPU was about 8 to 9. The only problem is with the EPU, I don't know anybody that installs them after the. I mean, it's all factory stuff, I think, isn't it? On the EPU.
No, there are some aftermarket EPUs out there, but like I said, the prices of these APUs have gone up so much that you know actually taking a look at the other competition, I'm not trying to advertise for these guys, but Green APU, they do have a really decent unit there, and it's much less than what you'll get from Carrier or Thermo King. And on top of that, you know, like I said, we also have Dale's APU service that he installs use APUs on your unit. Might be used green APUs, might be used Carrier, might be used, you know, different brands that they might have. I believe that they do service them and fix them up and put them and have them ready for you for install. It only takes like a day or so. So there's options out there. Do you necessarily need a new one? No. Did you buy a new truck? So do you really need a brand new APU? Just need a solidly working one. That's what I think.
I agree. So
I'll
Keith
be right
says,
back. I need to go do something real quick, but I'll be right back.
all right. He says, I'm about to go through a mega carrier school. I don't know who for sure yet. I went through private in 2014. For some reason, Keith, I thought you were already driving. I didn't know that. Schneider's a good place to get started. Swift's a good place to get started. Army King, Thermo King has their own EPU. I did not know that. Um, I'll have to look into that. That was in 2023. And oh, by the way, somebody made the comment up here. Keith did. Prime didn't buy Trans Am that I'm aware of. A lot of the Prime guys have made videos about this. They just have an agreement to where they're hauling their trailers. Um, I don't think they've actually um, bought them or whatever. I'm looking to see if anybody's texted me. Oh, we got one person here. Somebody with the 903 area code. I don't know who you are. Let me know who you are and I'll bring you in. He says I was hoping for Swift, but they aren't working with me. Schneider's possibly next. Why won't Swift work with you?
You got
I'm
anything
curious.
on your license that might hinder you from getting your CDL?
Oh, okay. You want a pin. I got you. Okay. So Keith says, I'm just sending him a message here. I'll send you a pin, Keith. You just text me your address, brother. Army King, no, they didn't buy them. It's just a contract like Wilson. Yep, just like Wilson has with Prime. I knew that. He said, no background, no tickets, no nothing. They just would keep me from getting on with them. You know, it's real funny because I don't know why they do that, but every once in a while, a good person, you know, comes through like that. Has apps. Because I had a buddy a couple years ago that had absolutely zero on him. For whatever reason, they would not hire him. We could never figure out why. To this day, we still don't know why. So he ended up started working at Prime. And he's been there ever since. So, Keith, you're going to be the first person to get a button. I'll have it mailed out to you hopefully tomorrow or the next day. I'll see if the wife won't mail it out for you. Anybody want to come in? Nobody's really said anything. I'll be more than happy to post you in. Keith, it also depends on where you live and if they have enough freight to your areas. Well, where Keith lives, there's plenty of freight. Well, there's plenty of freight where he lives, I think. Let me look here and see where that's at exactly. I'm not sure where this place is where he lives. Oh, shit. You're in a prime freight area, Keith. I don't know why they wouldn't bring you in. I am having issues communicating with my recruiter. So what do you... Okay, so, Keith, I might have an option for you. If it's okay, can I give you a ring tomorrow, and I'll hook you up with a recruiter that'll take care of you. I think she'll be able to help you out a lot better. Okay? They do. They will always have job posted in my area. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty confident. I'll call you tomorrow, and I'll see if I can't help you get something situated. Oh, you've worked with them before. Huh. Well, at least I'll get the right answer. She'll tell me the truth, or she'll tell you the truth. They should tell you exactly the reason they aren't bringing you. Country, just to let you know, Swift is one of those companies that will not tell you shit. I don't know why, but they won't tell you why they won't hire you. Are you stuck there in the spaceship there, B?
No, I'm still here.
You're frozen again.
Well.
It's not that they're saying no. It's my recruiter is lacking. Yeah, get with me and I'll get with you in the morning or vice versa. You got my number. You know how to get me. Anytime before noon, Rabbit. Okay. I'll try to remember to give you a call. If I don't call you before noon, you call me. Just Marco says, drove for 12 years OTR, took 5 years off, and pretty much have to start all over. Everyone wants recent driving experience. Yes, they do. So with that being said, what you're going to have to probably do is go to a company like Swift or something like that, and basically they'll bring you aboard. You'll just have to ride with a trainer for like 4 weeks, and then you're out on your own.
Yep, it's like starting all over again.
I had, when I trained at Swift, I had many people that had the same experience like you did, and they sat out and they would come and run with me. And let me tell you what, that was easy 4 weeks for me, easy 4 weeks for them, because I just let them run the show. D is from Gen Alpha. They don't know how to call people.
I'm a millennial. What are you talking about?
I thought you were a millennial too. That's even worse.
I'm the last of the great ones, man.
I don't know about all that noise. You look at who's running the fucking country right now, buddy. Well, not necessarily Trump, but all the people he's bringing in, they're all Gen Xers. People are figuring shit out are Gen Xers. Let's see.
Let me see.
Here. Larger companies have learned if they tell you why they have no longer larger choice of getting sued. That's right. Everybody sues for everything. That's exactly why they don't tell you, is because they're afraid they're going to get sued.
No, I'm millennial, Generation Y, 1981 to 96.
Poor D, stuck by himself in outer space with no one on his side.
It's cold out here, man. It's so lonely. It's so cold out here.
Cold and dark and scary. Where you at anyways? You at the house?
I'm in my truck. I keep telling you that. I'm in the
Oh,
driver's seat.
so it's okay if we talk business then, or nobody's around you or nothing
I got a headset on.
then. You know what kind of business I'm going to ask you? Oh, that's fucking funny. So Green Star Logistic LLC. Never seen that. Congratulations on your truck, James. Oh, Jose, what's up, buddy? Jose, why don't you give me a call tomorrow, man? It's been a long time since we talked. I'd like to see how things are going for you. You still over at Schneider? Now, I had two Jose's. I'm assuming you're the Jose that was at Schneider.
Is that the guy that got the YouTube channel?
No.
Oh,
He was at JB Hunt with us. Oh, and speaking of Trans Am, I saw a Trans Am truck the other day hauling a JB Hunt trailer.
well, they ain't got no freight. They're just hauling everybody's freight. Prime,
Buddy,
JB Hunt. Who's next? Swift.
I've seen so many trailers being hauled by so many different companies.
Speaking of which, there was a CRST day cab down in down the street that had a US Express trailer attached to it, and he was sitting on the side of the road with a blown tire.
Wow. I gotta love these guys. There's plenty of truck spots here to park at. I'm looking at 3 of them right now, and this guy parks on the end. It's actually double park where there's two spots where they're not truck spots. These guys next to me, it's not going to affect me, but when these guys next to me want to pull out in the morning, they're not going to be able to get out because of these 2 jackasses. It's getting worse and worse every day, and there's plenty of parking here. There's a parking spot 3 spots over from where he's pulling in. Anyway, anybody want to come on? This is the last chance. We kind of wanted to pull some people in today, but I don't think anybody's taking in. Keith, you want to come on, buddy?
I guess we didn't throw good bait out in the water.
Keith, you come on all the time. Lance, you've been on here before. Army Kane, you want to come in? Anybody? Jonah, I'd be more than happy to bring you in. We can talk Swift stuff. Rig Pig, anybody? Any of you regular guys? Jose, you want to come in? I'll bring you in. He says, I don't have anything worth talking about. Well, we don't either. We're just having a bullshit show tonight. And Army King says he's fat and making dinner. I don't know what is. I don't know what that means. Oh, man.
I'm fat and making dinner.
Oh, you're driving. Okay, I got you. So, no, Jose,
that's hilarious.
That Jose, is that you from Schneider? So Barry Powers is in here. I'd come, but I'm driving. Not sure how quality would be at night driving. I got you, Barry. Thank you, though, for coming in. I will come on once I get through the CDL school again and go over my experience like Dee was talking about earlier. Okay.
Yeah, we'll definitely love to have you for that one. I definitely got some questions about that.
I just I'm kind of at a toss-up, to be honest with you, Keith, whether Swift or Schneider is a better school for you. I've got a recruiter at Schneider that'll work with you. She does company and owner, operator, lease drivers, whatever, both. She's a straight shooter, man. She'll get you taken care of.
Whichever one works best for him. That's at the end of the day. That's what should be most important.
I can get you hooked up with a good recruiter at Swift too. Either one.
Somebody backing up.
Yeah, it's that truck that's pulling right there where I was just talking.
That's really loud. What, you got your windows down or something?
Yeah, I've got the truck turned off. I have no APU or EPU now, so it's nice tonight. It's cool. Schneider's looking better in the long term because the IC program is better than Swift to me. So here's the deal with Schneider. They changed it from 6 months to 3 months now. So when you're ready to do it, you want to get an SF5 truck, or if you want to buy your own truck, you can go to the IC program after 3 months. He's probably better off with Schneider. They're more organized. I agree with you. Schneider is definitely more organized than Swift is. I don't care. Well, again, different things for different people, man. I have not had any issues. Did you ever get yelled at when you were here? The 3 months you were here? You never did either,
Yeah,
did you?
ain't nobody had the nerves to yell at me.
Exactly. What's up, Fidel Trucking?
Fidel's in the building. How you doing?
Lance Calhoun. It's supposed to be 8 degrees here in Arkansas next Wednesday. Wow. That's freaking cold. Is that your Peterbilt 579 on there, Lance? That's a nice looking truck. It's got to be a 2021 model. Who is going to yell at a frozen screen? I think you need to maybe go
The
into.
funny thing about it is that
for comedians,
it doesn't look frozen on my end. It looks like James is frozen every now and again. So
That's
I
because
don't
you're
know,
frozen.
man.
It's because you're frozen. I got you. So you are the Jose I was thinking about. You were at F2F, went to JB Hunt, and you went to SFI. Are you still at Schneider by chance? Are you back at JB Hunt? I think you're at Schneider. 2019, but I still prefer my last Cascadia. Okay. I think you guys were talking about that last night. You'd rather have a base Cascadia than a base Peterbilt. If I remember correctly, you talked about that on the Power Hour last night. Is Schneider still diverting loads from IC board to the power only carriers? I don't know that answer for sure. Me personally, I've not had any problems finding any loads. A lot of guys complain about that all the time. I'm doing just fine. I'm doing just fine finding loads, but I don't know for sure. I think in roundabout ways, if carriers have an option to do that, they're going to do that. There's nothing we can say or do about it, anyways, unless you're at a true owner operator company like what D is, or F2F or something like that. James G. Holy shit! Howdy shit show. What's up, James G?
Hey James, how you doing, man? Glad
He
for you to
says,
join us.
we did. I have said that for quite a while. I had a cheap Cascadia when I was with Swift, and a cheap 386 was my first company. I enjoyed the Cascadia much more. I thought you guys were talking about that. I missed the Power Hour. Where was that at? Whose channel?
That's that is Life of KO and Country's channel. It is on Saturdays at, was it 5 or 6 p.m. for 1 hour. I can't remember if it's either 5 or 6 p.m. on Saturdays. So it's
7
one of
o'clock.
those two. At 7? Oh,
7.
my bad. 7 it is.
So Keith is telling him it's the Power Hour.
It's a really
Yeah,
good show, man.
they're
Really
on
good show.
replay. You can go back and watch the replay. Yeah, 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern. Well, guys, if nobody really has anything to talk about tonight, I guess we can kind of wrap this up. I mean, we're at an hour 38. We got 39 people in here. I'm surprised we don't have anybody chit-chatting with us tonight. Lance says, I should get notified on Country's Live, but sometimes they don't tell you. Yeah, I don't always get the notifications either.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it does. It doesn't. It's the same thing as well too. I don't know, man.
So,
YouTube been on a weird trip as of late, according to the famous YouTubers. So
do you get the message too from your messages sometimes? It says, hey, check this channel out. You might enjoy this, and it was my fucking channel.
never had one of those.
You might
No.
enjoy Trucking with the Fly Rabbit. I got that the other day, and I'm like, well, yeah, I might enjoy that channel.
It's your channel.
Yeah, it's my channel, and I got that. They might all be driving and just listen. Yeah, that's probably what's going on.
George appreciate
works.
it.
Late to the shift show. How's the new truck running, Rabbit? It's a very strong truck. It's got a few little quirks that need to be worked out, but for the most part, I think it's going to be a good truck.
It's not. I mean, these trucks they're not bad. It's the 826 motor, 450 horsepower, 1850 on the torque, and 272 rears. It's built for fuel economy. It does what it got to do. It'll pull a heavy load, you know. Just keep it on flat ground, I guess. But yeah, I've taken heavy loads through West Virginia with the truck before and did just fine. So like I
So
said, they're good trucks, so I can't really complain.
Green Star Logistics. No, I never went to Schneider. When I talked to the recruiter you sent me, she says that Schneider wasn't hired out. And that just drives me crazy. Madison, Wisconsin, they won't hire you. And they're literally,
Why wouldn't they hire you out of Madison? They
well,
just
they
live
said they didn't have
there.
work for him. They weren't hiring out of that area. So he left JB Hunt. And he couldn't stay at F2F. I'm curious, where you at now, Green Star? Bourbon Man is with his family tonight. They've got some kind of big shindig going on at the house. I talked to him earlier.
Oh, nice.
Best of luck to you. Welcome to the baller side of the business. Well, I appreciate it, George. Thank you.
I would
And
call it. Well, I wouldn't call it the baller side. It's more like the spender side.
right. So, Nicole, to answer your question, the Bourbon Man, he is. They were cooking out some alligator, is what he told me earlier. What he was
Hey
looking for.
man, I'd love to be at his house right now.
They're cooking out some alligator.
Gator meat sounds so good.
So you're back at JB Hunt. Oh man, are you doing okay at JB Hunt? I know the shit was bad when I left. Has it gotten any better? Or can you elaborate anything? I honestly, I don't think I would ever go back to J. Even though JB Hunt had the best of every company that I went to, they had the best laid out. When we had everything down, we had it down. But when they took it away from us, it was bad. I mean, it was a good place to work when we had everything the way we had it. I left Swift in December. Me and Safe had a falling out about the camera. Ooh, yeah.
Yep, that camera thing will do it, man. I don't. The guys at Contractors Corner has always preached to the to independent contractors to get their own insurance, because if you don't, you're stuck with that camera that Swift has, and then you're also stuck under that little point system that they got going on. And if you acquire enough points and then you try to switch your insurance off to get rid of those cameras, then you can't do that. You have to wait until your points and all that stuff come down. So it's like a pain in the butt. Like, Swift's good. It's got its good and it's got its bad stuff. But if you want to stay on the good side and on the flip side, you gotta get rid of the get your own insurance so you can stay away from all that whole camera kerfuffle or whatever you want to call it.
So Barry Power says, how many load boards does SM have now? Still 3 plus power only. So basically, we have 2 load boards that we can use. I don't know anything about they call it a power only board, but I really don't know anything about that. All I know is we have Accelerate, and I can't remember what the name of the new one is.
Freight
Supposedly,
power.
Freight Power, that's it. Supposedly, they're incorporating everything into the Freight Power board. There were some glitches with like our payroll, because in order to look at our payroll, we got to go to Accelerate. I'm not a big fan of the new one yet, just because everything's not on there. It's a little bit better laid out because you know who your customers and shippers and receivers are. But I mean, I go back and forth on both of them. So Green Star says he went from F2F to JB Hunt. He never left. Yeah, I know you said you never left. I was just curious to how you're doing over there. Fidel, to answer your question, I talked to D about it the other day. I'm not 100% for sure when, if, how any of that stuff's going to happen. But right now, I'm here where I'm at, and I like it. And
He
I'm
likes
getting.
drinking the orange Kool-Aid. It for him it tastes better than the blue Kool-Aid. So we can't,
Speaking of drinking the orange Kool-Aid, I'm going to send you a picture of what you're drinking right now because it's funnier than shit. You're froze up again. Take a look at what you're
Oh my
drinking.
god! You
Wait
just
till you see this shit.
you done
I
screenshotted the
screenshotted it. And I
video,
said, "You're drinking it, all right? You're drinking a Sprite can or something."
and it's
What is your?
it's frozen like that.
Yeah, it's frozen just like that. What is your camera situation with the new truck? Well, the only camera that I have on here is my camera. I have my personal camera, and that's it.
Did
Um,
you order that extension thing so I can
I haven't yet.
install it in
When I
your
go,
truck?
yep, I'm going to get it when I go home. There's no reason to order it right now, but I'm going to get it before I go home.
Okay.
Green Star says I'm averaging between 5.5 to 6.65 a week. 5.5K a week. Okay.
That's
Is that
gross
5
or
point?
net?
Is that before their 35% or is that with their 35%? Because you're 5.5, if you haven't taken off their 35%, then that puts you down to, 37 or so, $3,800. I mean, I'm going to do $3,400 in 4 days here. Would come up, but me and my 3-year-old barbecuing, and he's loud. I got you. Like
Man,
anytime you
it's
want,
called a trucking shit. It's called a trucking
that's
shit.
that's exactly right, man.
We don't care. You bring that loud ass little kid on the video with you. We don't care. It's called shit show for a reason.
So SNI has the overflow of power only carriers that overcrowded Amazon. Now they're overcrowding SNI. Again, I don't have any access to that, so I don't know anything about it. And from what I've been told, that's just leftovers that nobody here wanted to take that goes on that board. I don't know that to be true, false, anything. That's just what I was told. Just Marco says JBH Intermodal treated me very well as a company driver for 7 years, but that was before the cameras, before the e-logs, and before automatic transmissions. Yeah, I heard some very good things about JB Hunt years and years ago. Blue Star can be a lot of trouble if you get a load from a questionable agent. There are a few. I like it here though. All right, so I got
There
somebody
are a
here.
few on here that I just wish that I never pulled their loads because of some funny business. But all in all, just in general, the agents are all pretty decent,
Hang on,
except
Big
for the
Lou. I'm gonna
few.
bring you in. I'm gonna bring you in just a second. Let me finish reading these comments. You're running your own dash cam. Do you have your own insurance? I do not have my own insurance, but over here at Schneider, it doesn't matter. I am going to get my own insurance, but Schneider, when you're an IC over here, they don't require you to have a camera at all. Army Cane. Only thing to get that purple Kool-Aid taste out of your mouth is Mossberg. That's to the truck. Oh, okay, so that's to the truck. So you're doing pretty decent then after JB Hunt's 35. So let's get Lou on here. What's going on, buddy?
What you got on the grill, man? What you got on the grill?
What up? What up? What up?
Save me a piece, man. Save me a piece. Man, I swear you was just grilling not
Man,
even last week, man. That looked good right
man, that
there.
looks good. What do you got there? What is that? Chicken and
That looks
ribs?
like
Yeah,
wings and ribs, boy.
chicken and real.
God, man, that looks really
Chicken
good.
and real.
Oh my gosh, man,
Yeah.
that looks so good.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up a fella I met on YouTube.
So Fidel says he sticks to the direct agents, and Keith says save him some ribs. Man, that shit looks good.
Hey, I'm gonna pick up a fella I met on YouTube. I'm
You
cooking
gonna
for
do
him. Me and the wife cooking for him, man. You gonna get him a home cooked meal on the road.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Oh yeah.
So since we got you up on here,
18 when you said you was over there you was on the other side
man,
of me.
I was just over there yesterday, close by in the area too, but I had to get to Florida to come drop this load off, man. Or else I would have
Okay. I
stayed
was gonna
out
say you
there.
should have told me. I was over at the crib.
I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know next time. But since we got you up here, right? I want to know what your thoughts are on how the new CDL how the new CDL drivers are being trained. Are they getting their money's worth, or are they just you know just give us your opinion on how you think it's going right now for the new drivers.
I ain't gonna lie. I really can't speak on it because I don't know. You know, I done had my license for 13 years. So I don't even know, to be honest.
Well, give us your tell us what your experience was when you got your license. How was that?
Mine was a little different because I already knew how to drive trucks. You know, I was in the military,
Okay.
heavy equipment operator. So we had to haul our equipment. You know, bulldozer, excavator, what some would call track hoe, backhoe, road graders, all that good stuff. So I knew how to drive a truck. I just knew how to drive a standard. So the only thing I
Okay.
was really learning in school was how to drive a standard.
So when you got out the military, you still had to go to school to get your license, though, right?
Yeah, no, I was still in the military when I got my license.
Oh, okay.
But I wasn't active duty, so I ain't do the whole, use my military credentials to get it. I had to go to school.
Okay. And when you were give us a little rundown of your training from the school.
Man, like a couple other people, I failed the test a couple times. So that's really what I was waiting on. I was in school about 3-4 weeks without having my permit.
Uh-huh.
Failing the test. But once I got the permit, we actually did driving in school and deliver loads and stuff. I
You
went to
actually
a
did
community
you actually
college.
did deliver loads, you said?
Yeah, I went to a community college, Pearl
Okay.
River in Poplarville, Mississippi. And I drove back from a place we delivered in North Mississippi. And the instructor went to sleep while I was driving home. So I took my test the next morning.
Mans was comfortable, huh?
Yep, I was driving that thing, man. But nah, it's an 8-week. It was an 8-week course though, for like 2,500 back then. And I
2,500
passed it
is a
in like
good
6
price,
weeks.
man. Shoot.
I got
I
on out of
did
there about 6 weeks.
I did 8 weeks on the weekends for about 8 grand.
Yeah.
That was about 7 years ago. I don't
Uh,
even know what are the prices now for school, man. It got to be at least almost 10, right?
yeah, I think they bought where you were.
They getting high nowadays, man.
Yep,
What we got here in the comments here, James? What we got going on in the comments?
So he says he wants one of those beanies, one of those cat beanies. I think you can buy those cat beanies at the Loves, if I remember correctly. Army
Alright,
King
so
says,
I got
what?
my best friend here. He don't want to comment on the YouTube, but he keeps texting me, right? Because he's watching and he's telling me that he was like the last thing he heard was Roadmaster is training for 2-3 weeks and that's it. He was there for a whole month and he paid $10,000 and he's still paying that shit.
Wow. 10 grand. Wow.
10 grand. So imagine, maybe next year it might. He had his license for what now? Maybe what 2-3 years now? Because I did take his ass to the school to go get his damn license. But 2-3 years from now, what we looking at? Maybe $11,000-$12,000 for truck driver training at Roadmaster probably now.
That's crazy, man.
It is. I mean, it does help when you have if the company you go to helps pay it off, but if you're not, it's a different story, man.
What y'all do?
Army King says, I believe they got rid of the alley dock now. From 96 points inspection to 45 points inspection.
Okay. I mean, it'd be great if they got rid of some of these backing maneuvers that totally don't make no sense. Cause like I said, once you get into that truck for that company that you start working for, most of these stupid techniques that they teach you go straight out the window. You're going to learn how to back the truck up how you think the truck it needs to be backed up, or how the trainer that you're with is going to show you how to back it up. Now, they might teach you how to do a 45, because I remember when I was doing my training with my brother, that's what we had to do. But then we did a couple of those, and then we was like, all right, now we're going to do it the way that we're going to do it to make it a whole lot easier, because doing some of these backing maneuvers just didn't help, didn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? You ever try backing up into a TA with the blind, when they have the parking set up like a blind side parking,
Oh my God, it's tough, man.
especially late
Even
at
from
night where the truck
experience.
stops damn near full,
Yeah.
but that's that one free empty spot right there.
And it's
You
dark too. Doesn't help.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
you ain't doing no
Where'd you go?
45.
Lose the spirit
If
on
he's
it.
back, he's back. He's not. That's all right. I may have got a phone call if anything, but yeah.
So Keith is saying, I'm now seeing a lot of schools are moving towards you show up with your permit being a 3-week course instead of a 4-week course, and the first week was getting the permit. He says, which makes sense after what I saw when I went in 2014. Had a lot of guys never making it to get the permit. He says, my boy here, appreciate you. No problem, Lou.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming up, talking with us, man. That was
Lou,
nice.
you're welcome to come in anytime you want to, brother. Still got 27 people in here after 2 hours. There's my boy, Flying Patty.
Flying
What's
Patty's
up,
in the
Patty?
building.
Hey, thanks for the comment, buddy, by the way. I appreciate it, man. The new truck's working out really good. If I ever get up to upstate New York, I'm going to come visit you. So he's up in the...
I ain't going nowhere near New York, so I ain't even
can't
worried
remember.
about that.
Summertime. He's up north New York somewhere. God, what did he say? Albany, New York, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what city he's in. He told me. Yeah, I don't know if you just came in flying. You might want to go back and catch the replay, man. We had some good stuff earlier. This has been the longest week, man. Everything that I've had going on, the stress that I have.
I had a lot to do, man, but it was well worth it in the end. Yeah.
And you know what's so funny is there's really no stress anymore, dude. You know, I know that, the money's there. Hey, I got a question for you.
All you gotta do now is worry about building up that escrow fund.
So when you canceled your contract, did they charge you the following week for the SFI payment, or did it stop immediately? Or do you remember?
I'll tell you when we get off.
Okay.
I'll tell you when we get
There's always some stories to your shit, man.
I'm not putting that kind of information out on the interwebs, but I'm gonna tell you when we get off.
I'm just curious if they're going to charge me a payment this week.
Only one way to find out. Why didn't you just ask Jeff when you turn the truck in?
The way he made it sound, it was immediately terminated. So, not in a bad way. He just immediately turned it off. So, we'll find out. So, Alley Cat, did you buy the warranty on the truck if you talk about it in the cost? I have not bought any warranty yet. It came with a 60-day warranty. Basically, the first 30 days, anything goes wrong, they fix it. Period. After that, the 30 to 60 days, it's a 50-50 deal. I am looking at buying a warranty. I just haven't had a chance to make any phone calls with it.
I've given them I have shown them and given them an option, just one option of one of these aftermarket warranty places.
And honestly,
there's several out here.
Yeah, and honestly, that's probably going to be one of the only ones that I'm going to call. Is the one that D gave me.
It's the same warranty that I have as well too. So, but I got mine through Landstar. So, just know the price is going to be different. That's all I can tell you about that.
Wow. I don't know who this was that just sent this to me. Let's see who this is. Oh, this is my boy Jose. He just sent me a screenshot of the load that he is taking this week. $38.57 is what it's paying. It's 918 miles. And I didn't know that JB Hunt did this, but he's going all the way up into Winnipeg, Canada.
I mean, if he got his passport, I mean, you're definitely gonna get loads that are paying up there. Just make sure you got a full tank of fuel before you go into Canada and enough to come back out, because you will be paying by the liter and not by the gallon.
Yep.
It's the same like when you're going to all these northern states in California. You fill up. You make sure you fill up just enough, have a full tank where you go to those places. You can always drive back out.
You fill up with liters, it's going to be a lot more money on you.
Absolutely. And I think it's like what, $5-6 a liter up there, give or take.
And a liter is like it's like 2/3 of what a gallon is too. You know that?
I believe so, yeah.
So in reality, it's like $8 a gallon.
I thought it was at least half a gallon. Like a liter was like about half a gallon or something like that.
I'm going to look it up right now. I'm going to do the comparison. I'm curious.
Let's see. Liters to gallons.
Yeah,
1 liter is about 0.268 US gallons.
just like I said. That ain't right. Hold on. The U.S. standard gallon is equal to 3.78 liters.
3.78 liters. Yep. 3.785 liters.
So liters, there's more liters into what the gallon is. Okay, interesting.
So $5 a liter. You're already $15 for
Yeah, times that by
$15 a gallon.
3.8. Yeah, yeah.
No, that's almost $20. $20 a gallon because 3.7 you round that up to 4 liters. Yeah, it's about $20 a gallon, man. That's ridiculous.
So Keith, he said he's going to do some research on Schneider this week. If you refer me, will you get a bonus? Absolutely, Keith. Again, call me. I'll give you my recruiter. She's straight to the point. And I'll hook you up with all the right people, buddy. Even with the SFI rep when that time comes. And if I'm able to, you being a company driver, I'll help you out as much as I can too. American Patriot says FSC trucking sucks. Fuel surcharge trucking sucks. Absolutely.
That's not who he's talking about.
Who's he talking about?
It's the guy that on YouTube that has the 1968 cab over 5367 or whatever it is. That's who he's talking about. That's the name of his channel, FSC Trucking. He's FSC is a pretty chill dude. So I don't know who you are, American Patriot. I've watched FSC Trucking videos all the time. He seems pretty chill. He's pretty cool. I don't know. Maybe you guys have beef with each other. I'm not sure.
I think I'm going to see if I can talk to Country some too, because if I remember correctly, he was a company with Schneider. Absolutely. You can use Country as a referral too, buddy. It don't matter. Either one of us. There you go. Just Marco. 4 liters equals a gallon. 3.87.
Yep. Rounded up to $4 a gallon. Yeah, pretty much.
He says, give me about a week and I'll get with you to contact with somebody at Schneider. Absolutely, man. I'll be more than happy to help out. I think even Country said in his live last night, he's not a social butterfly. Chances of you getting a hold of him were probably really hard to do. Although, I know you've been a member of his channel for a long time. He might call you. But he doesn't call everybody, I'll tell you that. So we should call, even though we call our show the Truck and Shit Show, since they have the Power Hour, we ought to call ours Dose Power Hour.
Dose Power Hour.
We're at 2 right now.
So I'm looking at the price of diesel. It said I'm trying to make sure I got this right, but give me 1 second here.
Power Hour squared, he said.
1.543 Canadian dollars.
Well, I got to tell you, we did 4 hours the other night with Bacon, Bourbon, and Blue Collar when D played hooky, and
so
we got into some.
Yeah, I didn't play hooky. I was watching. Matter of fact, I fell asleep. That's what I was not feeling well. I was sick. I fell asleep, woke back up. You were still chit chatting with this guy about all kind of conspiracy stuff. I went back to sleep, woke back up later. You was still on the damn live, 4 or 5 hours in, talking about some conspiracy stuff. And I had to text you. I was like, bro, it's time to cut it off, man.
We got a lot of views on that, man. We got a shit ton of views on that one.
Power Hour squared. So I'm looking, right? Diesel price is about $1.54 Canadian per liter. Convert that to US, that's $1.09 per liter. So that's definitely what 9, 8, 16, 9, 18, 21. $1 27 cents. That's $4.27 a gallon, give or take. If I got my math right.
So look at this. My boy George here, he's exactly right. He says, I really like the Power Hour, but this shit show provides entertainment for a longer period of time, is what we truckers need being out here on the road. Agree, man. That's why I've been saying all along it needs to be longer. You know, every time we do this, we do at least 2 hours.
Yeah.
And sometimes we break into 3 and 4.
I mean, I get what George is saying, because sometimes when I'm driving,
Yeah.
Cam the trucker has his lives going on all day. It's like 8 hours long, and I'm just sitting there driving the whole time. It does help with the drive time too. Makes it feel like your day goes
Well,
by quicker.
You get
Yeah.
tired of listening to music, man. You want to hear some content. You want to hear, and we try to give the best information we possibly can on everything, not just IC or owner operator. Oh, guess what? We can call ourselves owner operators now. At least I can. You have been.
You can. Yeah.
That's,
You finally upgraded yourself, man.
that was the faux pas that everybody was talking about for a long time. The gay
Hey,
cowboy.
remember
Everybody.
when we're all lease operators, we were sitting there,
Yep.
well, I'm an owner operator, I gotta pay the truck and all this stuff. Then you upgrade to being a true owner operator, and now you're like, well, I'm a real owner operator now.
Yeah, it
I'm
don't
not.
really fucking make a difference, man. I don't even care anymore, Yeah, Keith says, yeah, an hour is nothing to a driver. Yep, I agree. It's highly entertaining. Listen to Rabbit trying to read comments in 18 laughs.
It is, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Sometimes I'm just sitting there. I'm like, dude, just gloss over the comment, bro. They're talking to each other. Like, just gloss over it. They're just talking to each other. It's like
I
I'm
tried
pretty
to read
sure.
all the comments. Then D gets angry. Oh, let's get to reading our comments here. Let's get all the fluff out of here. So I start reading the comments, and you guys got to understand. At 7:00 at night, I'm usually, like today, I stopped driving at 3:00. And I'm running into my 10-hour break to put the show on, and I do that quite often. I get tired, even though I'm looking at this stuff on a computer screen. I'm still tired. I do the best I can. I'm glad you found some comedy out of it, James.
No, it's called a shit show for a reason. So
Just remember, D is sitting in his truck there with the big couch.
I'm in the driver's seat of my truck. I don't know what you guys are talking about, man.
That, and he's got his gay headphones on.
They're not gay.
But they're gay. They're happy. They're happy headphones. Gay can be happy too,
They're my
Not like
favorite 50. Well, I know that. I know that's the other meaning before they stole everything from us, including the goddamn rainbows.
Do you see this? D has made several orbits around the Earth since this show started.
And I'm flying through in my spaceship, man. Light speed.
So even he agrees. Yeah, those headphones look happy as fuck.
I still
That's
like them.
great, man.
Hey, Country has the same headset, okay?
I never noticed that.
I hope when you guys go on his channel and he's on his live show, I hope you guys tell him how gay his headsets are too.
All right, well,
He has them on every single time, so let him know.
That's funny, man.
He's the one who convinced me to buy these, because they were like 50% off at the time, and I bought like 2 of them.
Even my wife's laughing her ass off there too. I am not going to Canada, going to International Falls, Minnesota. Oh, it looked like it was in Canada. I could have swore it looked like it was going into Canada. That's a good load, man. Yeah, according to the thing you sent me, it looks like you're going all the way up. I guess it is.
International Falls. That's probably on the border or something.
Yeah, it's right on the border. Is that a Hello Kitty headset? Oh man! Your couch could also come to like a porn casting couch too. You know that?
I will.
Did you freeze up again?
I will not confirm or deny that this couch has been used for
Yeah.
those
You got
purposes.
the casting couch, huh? That's
I,
funny, man.
I will not confirm nor deny that this couch has been used for those exact purposes.
Even
Okay?
Keith agrees when he says that. I don't know if D is ignoring us or is froze again. I think he's froze again.
I'm not frozen, man.
Yeah, you
Man,
are, man.
man, maybe next
Yeah,
time.
you
I
are.
don't know. It is what it is. As long as you can hear me, that's all that matters, right?
There's another dumbass trucker just pulled in this spot. Now there's 3 deep instead of 2 deep, where these guys aren't going to be able to get out. So I'm parked next to the scale. All I got to do is move forward, and I can go right out.
You're right, Keith. I haven't looked up.
Yeah, you're still frozen.
But in real life, I really haven't looked up. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I got the comments on my phone too, so I just been looking down while I'm sitting here. Shoot, man. What's your plans for next week, man? What are you planning on doing? You sticking out there? You gonna go home?
I got my week is all booked all the way up until next Tuesday, dude. It's just this shit just fell in my lap, dude. I got the load that I'm taking in the morning goes back. It's here in Albany, Georgia. It's a P&G load, and it's going to
heavy paper.
Lowe's. Yeah, no, it's 35,000. It's going. They're all 35,000 going to Lowe's. It could be 10,000. It could be 40,000, but it's going to Lowe's in Kissimmee. After that, I deadhead back up to Albany, Georgia. That load goes to Houston, Texas. Then I got a Houston, Texas load going to. Well, I'll read it here and tell you. I mean, I literally after this deadhead tomorrow, I literally have no deadhead the rest of the week. Let's see here. Now let me sign in again. Shit. I can't remember where I go to after Houston. That's my only problem. I know it's Houston to somewhere. Give me a second here, and I'll tell you. Actually, I got a good couple week and a half booked out, man. And it just literally just fell into my lap. So, all right. So Albany, Georgia to Kissimmee, Albany, Georgia to Houston, Houston to Lawrence, Kansas, Lawrence, Kansas to Opelika, Alabama, and then
Walmart.
Fairburn, Georgia. Yep. And then Fairburn, Georgia down to Lakeland. So I'll be in Lakeland on Tuesday of next week, and that'll put me at the international dealer. And it's a later in the afternoon delivery too, like I think it's 16:30, 4:30.
Mm-hmm.
It's a later in the evening delivery, so I'll be home Wednesday night or Tuesday night. Yeah, 16:30 on the 25th. Yeah, next Tuesday. So that'll take care of that. The Boss 90 is on here. Hey, my fellow truck drivers, how's them flip-flops and them steering wheel holders doing? Yeah. I've graduated from flip-flops to water shoes now. I find them very, very comfortable. You know what I'm talking about, the water shoes? Like when you go in the pool and stuff?
No.
They're the most comfortable things you'll ever put on your feet, dude. They are so comfortable. You've never seen water shoes?
I've never heard of them.
These are my nicer ones. These are blue. They're slips, man. They slide right on you. You can wear them you wear them at the pool. I mean, I wear them everywhere, but they're pool shoes is what they are.
I just got the Walmart specials. That's what I wear while I'm driving.
I got Walmart specials in here too, man. I got tired of spending, $100 for Skechers every 6 months.
Exactly. Never have to tie a shoelace. Slip them bad boys on. They look pretty decent. They're like the cheap Yeezys or whatnot.
So the wife says, Green Star, just wait till Rabbit gets to your comment. That's not going to Canada. I already did. Got to his comment about going to Canada.
Maybe she's lagging on her end.
She might be lagging on her end. Look like a true Floridian walk around in those clothes. Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely, man.
You never know when you're gonna go swimming.
Yeah.
There's a lake
Those are the ones.
everywhere.
Those are the ones you go to the pool and beach. Why don't you get the one to put your toes inside? These have mine have the toes inside. I like them. I love them. They're the most comfortable shoes to drive in too, dude. They really are. The only thing you got to worry about when you get out at the truck stops and shit, you got to look for nails and splinters and shit like that because it'll go right through the shoe, right to your foot if you're not careful. Keith, how did you know he walks around in his pool shoes? We were talking about it for the last 5 minutes. Obviously, you're not listening to the program.
I think she's behind. She might be lagging behind, man.
No, she's not. She's watching, but she's not paying attention, and that's okay. Yeah, she's gonna text me, give me shit. So I'm not gonna watch your show anymore. Then, if you're gonna make fun of me, I'm not making fun of you. He's making fun of you. Now D is moving, so maybe she is lagging now. Maybe the wife's in outer space. She sent me pictures earlier of a damn steak she was cooking on the grill. Made me hungry. She had a big ass steak. She said, "When you come home, we're gonna go to Publix and get some steaks to cook on the grill." I'm like, "Absolutely, sounds great to me."
That sounds pretty good too. Okay, I want me some steaks.
D, I told you this before, man. When you start looking for land or property, you need to come over there where I'm at, dude. You can still get property somewhat cheap over there.
Can I put mini cows on my property?
If you go down to Grant, Valkyria, you probably could.
Mm-hmm. They give me some mini cows and some chickens and some ducks. Price of eggs are pretty high right now, so I definitely want to get some chickens.
So, not trying to get off into the political field here, but you know the IRS has just gotten or is getting audited by this new Doge. Did you see the next thing that's going to get audited is going to be Fort Knox?
Did you see FEMA got audited by Doge and the lady got fired for sending $59 million
That's 2 weeks ago, buddy. That happened 2 weeks ago. The IRS is the one they're doing right now, and they're getting ready to do Fort Knox. They're doing Fort Knox next, buddy.
They're not playing, man. They're going after everybody.
I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'll get with you around the end of the week about Schneider. Hey Keith, anytime, buddy. You call me whenever, bud.
And thanks for coming in, Keith. We appreciate it.
Nice to see you,
man.
buddy. Just Marco, home insurance is pretty high in Florida right now. Yes, it is.
So I've heard, man. So I've heard. And it's like only like a few agencies that are doing insurance because of all the hurricane and stuff that we got going on.
It's like 4 of them. But the thing is,
and all the out-of-state guys that come in during the hurricane to scam people with the roof repairs and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. That's everywhere, dude. They did that shit in Kansas when I lived in Kansas, buddy, with tornadoes and stuff. But the thing is with insurance, our insurance is through our mortgage. So it always gets paid with our mortgage. Well, guys, I mean, we still got 27 people on here. Anybody got any comments? Let's why don't we cut it loose here tonight? If anybody has anything, we'll put it up. And we're at about 2 hours and 18 minutes. 3 o'clock is going to come really quick for me tonight. Shit, we're already at, what is it, 9 o'clock? 9:19.
We'll keep it going till the 30-minute mark, and then we can shut it down from there.
Okay. If anybody has any comments, Matt, put them up there. If not, we will shut it down. I mean, there ain't no sense in just us sitting here for dead air. I don't know about you, man, but I got
exhausted. Me some. I am too, man. I went to an African restaurant this afternoon, and I got hit with so much flavor. Like the food, like I for some reason it made it feel like everything that I've been eating in the last 5 years, the 5-10 years, has just been just salt and pepper added to it, and that was it. Because as soon as I put that I had got me some jollof rice, and I've never had rice that tasted so damn good before. And they had a pepper soup with fufu, and I had that. I tried some of that as well with some goat meat, and let me tell you, I could not eat the whole thing. I still have like majority of the food left, and it wasn't because I was necessarily full, but it was just it was I just got hit with so much flavor. It was like the flavor was so intense. It was just something else, man. I don't know how to describe it. I can't wait to go back so I can get me some more because apparently I'm a glutton for punishment there.
I hate it when you come to a Love's or any truck stop, necessarily just Love's, but showers are down. Isn't that crazy? I mean,
Oh, that
how can
sucks.
you run a business? How can you run a business with your showers being down?
Well, most of us
And you
get
know
free
what's weird?
showers anyway, so it really don't
I,
bother them.
I can understand it if they're remodeling the building, or if it's just one time type deal. But the showers were down the last time I came through here.
You
Same
know the
exact one.
reason why they're down is for the stupid reason because you have to use that pin code to get into the showers and they
Uh huh.
don't have like a backup key or anything. So it's not like they could give you a key like some of the older pilots have where they just give you keys instead. That's the thing that sucks a lot. It's like that. If you had a physical key, I could just open the door. Cause technically the showers aren't down. It's just that keypad system that they use is screwed up some way so you can't get into the dang showers. Or
Gotcha.
maybe they're just lazy and just don't want nobody using the
I think
showers
they're
because
just
they ain't
lazy
got
and they don't want
nobody to
nobody.
clean them.
They don't have
they don't
nobody to
got
clean it down.
they don't got
So,
nobody to clean them or something.
just Marco said, "What do you think of just buying a truck to bypass starting over? How does that work leasing onto a carrier?" Uh, I don't know. I mean, you can do that, but you're going to have a problem with companies wanting to hire you because you don't have the experience. That's going to be your
It's usually the
big
experience,
priority.
at least six
Yeah.
months experience for some of these companies. I mean, you could try your luck, try to lease your truck on to one of
Yeah.
these Chicago companies because you
You
can't
know
do
what?
that, but then you're gonna
You could
find
do
yourself into more trouble than anything.
you could do either 3 or 6 months at Swift and also Schneider and go right in with it. I would imagine. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know that answer, but I know you're going to have a hard time getting into a company. Good night, guys. Congratulate the new Truck Fly Rabbit. Thank you, Oily Cat. Appreciate it. What loves are you? What loves am I? I am in South Georgia. What loves are you at?
He ain't in no loves. He's at home in his bed.
I know. James G says they just put wash buckets at the fuel islands. Just take your flip flops off and wash up on 30-minute break. Yeah. Taking that 5 years off killed me. Yeah,
It
you know what?
definitely did.
It
Makes
does,
you a
man.
whole brand new driver all over again.
I had two guys that I was trying to bring on. I'm trying to remember where I was at the time, whether it was Schneider or JB Hunt. I think it was JB Hunt. I had two guys I was trying to bring on, and both of them sat away from driving for like a year and a half. Actually, it was 2.5 years because of COVID, and I couldn't get them on because of that. They sat out. And it was all because of COVID. Man.
Yeah, once you go a whole year without driving, you pretty much just start all over again. That's just how they have it.
Hawthorne, Florida. Where is Hawthorne, Florida at? I'm trying to think where that's at.
There ain't no Hawthorne, Florida. You look like you in your house on that
My
picture you
wife,
sent me.
my wife cracks me up. You know what she just said? She said, "Bitch, I'm not lagging. Bunch of math pussies trying to figure out diesel costs for fucking 20 minutes when he commented he wasn't going to Canada. Fuck you. I'm out." That's so fucking funny, man.
Hawthorne, that's north of Gainesville on the back road on 301.
Okay.
Yeah, I know where that is. Yeah.
Oh, I know which one. Right there on 301. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
exactly.
over there in Reddick. Yep, Reddick.
He's even saying it too.
Yeah, we all know where that Loves is. Pretty good hole in the wall for a Loves too. Got a McDonald's in there.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even know where Reddick is. That's where they got that Petro off of I-75. That's another
Yep.
good spot too. When it gets late, at least those areas, I know you can definitely find parking
Then you got
late
exit
at night.
374 too.
See, now you're talking exits. You done lost me. I don't know nothing about
Exit
exits.
374. That's where the strip club is.
Oh, Cafe Risque.
I'm
Why do
not
you know?
lagging. I'm out.
Why do you
Nailed it
know
all.
that as a married man, James? Why do you know
Yeah,
that?
exactly. I think
Why
you
do you
know
know
why I
that?
know that.
You been
I
going
know
there
where
as
all
of
the strip.
lately?
Buddy, I haven't stepped in strip club in over 20 years, buddy. Actually, it's been longer than that. It's been longer than that. My wife says I'm not lagging. I'm out. Mail your
Mail your
own pins. Fly Rabbit, your wife must be a Latina. No, actually, she's not a Latina. She's one of a kind, though. I'll tell you that. Damn, the strip club. I know. Yeah, you've been there, ain't you? Look at that smile on your face
Hey,
too. You even
why
got the
would
smile.
you know where that strip club is at, huh? You're also
Who,
a
me?
married man. You're also a married man.
Oh, you know that guy, the boss?
That's my best friend.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's the
just
one
I
who
like the
frequently
smile on
texts
his face
me.
there.
All these married men know where all the strip clubs at, man. That's funny. I
Oh, that's so funny, man.
guess they
I
got
passed
good
by
parking.
the
I heard they
hotel.
got good food over there too. My
You
other
know, it's
buddy who,
funny.
the funny thing, my other buddy who's also married keeps telling me they got really good food.
I've
We
heard
got
that.
good,
I've
really
heard
good
that
food over
from
there.
many drivers too. That they got excellent. They got excellent
Mm.
steaks. What I've been
Yeah,
told.
the steaks. That's
Um,
what. Yeah.
buddy, I've told you this before. My growing up, my dad had strip clubs, dude, and honestly, I've had my fill of strip clubs throughout my years, man. My well, shit, from 5 years old all the way up to my early 30s, dude. I just they're they're just not a place that I'd really like to go to. I've never have.
I tell
You
you
know,
what.
it's like
Interesting thing
you know,
about me, I've never
you know.
been to a strip club a day in my life.
Well,
I've never even
all
been to a regular club, a nightclub a day in my life either.
all my friends used to call it the candy store, and we used to always say, "When's the time to go to the candy store?" So I got one of these trucks pulling in now. That's a car hauler, one of those NASCAR haulers. But this one's BMW North America Experience. Same hauler as what a NASCAR hauler has. I passed all them some bitches going up to North Carolina the other day when they were coming down to Daytona. I passed at least 40 of them.
Mm. Cafe Risque. All these married men. I am not going to. I definitely ain't going to Rachel's. I done heard too much bad stuff about Rachel's.
You
I'm
know,
good.
I see Rachel's all the time. I always wondered about that. Do you guys have any idea why they call it Rachel's Steakhouse? And I'm going to tell you if you don't know.
No, I know they got one over there in Orlando.
That's what I'm talking. That's the only one that I know of. You know
Mm.
why they call it Rachel's Steakhouse? Does anybody on here know why they call it Rachel's Steakhouse? You
Why?
give it a minute. Just give it a minute. See if anybody knows. And
And
I can tell you why.
why are you going to Rachel's? Ain't you married too?
No, I'm not going to
I'm not
Rachel's. I'm
talking to
going.
you. I'm talking about my buddy.
So the reason that it's called Rachel's Steakhouse, okay, when men go, like married men, like myself or whatever, if they ever say, Where'd you go to tonight? And they get a receipt and it says Rachel's Steakhouse on it. Now I went to
Mhm.
Rachel's Steakhouse. Well, guess what? That's your cover. It's not Rachel's Strip Club, it's Rachel's Steakhouse.
So you went to
Anytime
the
they get a
steakhouse
credit card
without your
bill.
wife?
Yeah. But no, I'm just telling you. I don't know
Yeah.
what the hell you're talking about, Nicole. I've got no 6 comments to talk. She said I had 6 comments. She's lagging, is what she's doing. But anyway, when my dad had his
Girls
strip
gotta
club,
eat.
instead it was called Babe Strip Club. But when they get the receipt, it was I forgot what he had on there. It was somebody's steakhouse. So anytime
Mhm.
you have that receipt or that credit card, or you know what, you buy $150 lap dance, it's a steak that you're buying, not a lap dance. That's why they do that.
Prime steak. That's
I know
funny.
why. Come on now, them girls got to eat too, Si. Yeah, that's right. Gentlemen, I'm not married. My lady of the night has arrived. Stay safe out there, truckers. Uh, see y'all
Uh,
next week. Glad to have you, George.
all right, man. Glad to have you too, man. Make sure you wrap it up. Yeah, I hope you ain't getting them from Lamar Avenue. It said
How does
James G
rabbit?
said, "How does Rabbit knows how much a lap dance
Buddy,
costs?
I've already told you.
He grew up in a strip club. That's
And
why."
believe it or not, the prices really, believe it or not, with the cost of living and everything, the prices really haven't changed that much. They were that much, back in the day. Nothing's changed. Nicole, if you're still watching, please quit texting me. Yeah, you're lagging. Quit texting me. You're interrupting the show.
Put your phone on mute. I keep telling you this every live. Put it on mute.
I can't, man. Can't. There's reasons in the back of my mind why I can't.
So I was just sitting here looking at somebody's post on Facebook, right? And they said they just made it home an hour ago and spent $500 already, heading back out tomorrow. Fuck this. This is OTR drivers, man. Once we get home, we don't want to spend no money. You get home, you start spending some money. You be like, damn, I done worked all these weeks just to save this up. Now she got me out here spending all this money. It's time for me to go back to work.
My wife, yeah, you're right, man. My wife is already she's got all kinds of things she wants to do to the house, and I have to slow her down.
Counting my pocket.
Love her to death, man.
Yeah, you getting no argument with your old lady. It's like, time to turn around and head back out, man. 34 hours ain't even up, but you still got some time. Go ahead and use the recaps.
Yeah, me and my old lady, when we argue, it's just for a couple minutes, and then we're back. It don't last long.
As soon as you see the light bill, you hand you the light bill, you be like, it's time to head back out.
It's one thing I've never complained to her about any of that shit, dude. About bills and stuff. We have a very unique relationship. We've been through a lot of shit together, dude. And I don't mean between us, just outside shit.
Mm-hmm.
But we're at that 2:30 mark, man. Has anybody got any comments? I know everybody's starting to leave. We're down to 16.
No, it's time to say
one
goodnight to
out here
everybody.
my wife. Yeah, my wife's already told me night. She's mad at me, so that'll last about 3 minutes, like I said.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was good. It was fun having you guys on tonight. We will see you guys next week. Thank you for coming in.
Look at those big brown eyes. Oh, my God. Look at that.
I just had to stare at the camera, man. The camera's like up here. You guys are down here. That's why I keep looking down here all the damn time. So, shoot.
Thanks for coming in, Rick Pig.
I got to go to work tomorrow. I've been at work this whole time because obviously this is the driver's seat of my semi-truck. But, yeah. I got a 5:30 in the morning delivery. I don't know if I want to wake up for that, but hey, it is what it is.
Good night, shit show. Good night to you, James. All right, buddy. Have a good night, man. We'll talk at you.
Good night, fellas. You guys have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Night.